Candace Owens' show is off the air, and she has an update. She has confirmed receipt with the White House of the assassination plot from Macron and the French Foreign Legion and Israel. Well, the French Foreign Legion is a collection of various different countries. They're trying to kill Candace Owens. Phil, why are you laughing?
Because it's hilarious.
Yeah, so this is the biggest story. It's very important. We all talk about it. But the big story is actually the post that she made, the narrative she's given, the following she has, but also the press response as of the past day or so has been Candace Owens has gone completely insane, and she's being enabled by personalities who are too afraid to say anything about it. I do think there are a lot of personalities that don't want to just be like, hey, this is a bridge too far, at least a little bit. Because Candace does have a big following. She gets millions of views, and people are scared that if they cross her fan base, they'll come after her or something to that effect. I'll give you my full thoughts. I don't want to just jump right into it. We got a lot of stories to talk about. Then there's news, a Ukrainian peace deal, which is like pretty dang important. But we'll talk about that. There's a funny story coming out of the UK that they're going to get rid of jury trials for certain crimes. So, that's how things go when your country is conquered and your people haven't had real legal representation for a very, very long time. And then we'll talk about a bunch of stories that we've had, honestly, over the past couple of days that we haven't gotten to. The suspension of temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota has been a big deal. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. News is, full transparency, relatively slow this week, which is why I'm going now to announce to all of you.
Oh, boy.
We're going to be off the air for the rest of this week. And here's an update. The death threats against me have been so severe that I can confirm the feds have confirmed receipt of my assessment of these. No, in all seriousness, we're going to be off for Thanksgiving, but I could do it. I could be like, the death threats against me are very serious. We're off the air this week. Hey, I never said those were two related statements. We'll talk about that. We got more coming up. Before we get started, my friends, we got a bunch of great sponsors for you. Let me. We're about to go out for Thanksgiving, guys. So this is how it goes with everything. Right, we're a little slow. We got Tax Network USA, my friends. If you owe the IRS back taxes, they can garnish your wages and levy your bank accounts. They can even seize your retirement or take your home. Don't let the IRS target you. Call the professionals at Tax Network USA. Our tax lawyers and enrolled agents are experts in powerful programs that may even help you eliminate your tax debt. Tax Network USA is A+ rated and has saved over $1 billion for their clients. Amazing. Make sure you go to tnusa.com/Tim. Whether you owe a few thousand or a few million, they can help you in just one phone call. You can start the process of stopping the threatening demand letters, stopping the aggressive collections, and resolving your tax matters once and for all. But you have to act now while you still have options. For a free consultation, call Tax Network USA today at 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Tim. Don't let the IRS be the first to act. You got to call them right now. We also have another great sponsor, my friends. It is, let me see if I can pull this one up. We got Bearskin. You guys know Bearskin. I love these hoodies. It's getting cold out, so I got to start wearing mine more often. Plus, we have the AC on full blast 24/7, so maybe we can start wearing that on the show, right? If you've been waiting to get yourself a hoodie, now is the time. It's officially hoodie season, cold mornings, windy days, surprise snow. And right now, Bearskin is running their biggest deal of the year, 60% off for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. This ain't some old fleece. This thing is built with 340 GSM Bearskin fleece, 10 pockets, a rugged athletic build that actually looks good on you. Plus, if it starts pouring, you can zip on the heavy storm rain jacket and instantly level up to go full waterproof protection. You'll get free U.S. shipping from their U.S. warehouse and gear that lasts you season after season. If you want to get 60% off, text TIM to 36912. Again, text TIM to 36912. They'll send you a link. Click it whenever you can, whenever at your own convenience. You'll get 60% off. You got to do it now, though. And you're not just buying a hoodie. You're also supporting the Fallen Outdoors and Hope for the Warriors Veterans Program. It's not just a hoodie. It's actually causes that matter. Grab your Bearskin while this Black Friday deal is live by texting Tim to 36912. Shout out. And don't forget to smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know. Joining us tonight to talk about this and everything else, we've got Hotep Jesus.
Yes, sir. I'm back in the building. Founder of menoforder.com, male enhancement supplements, all natural, no vegetable oils, no fillers, no extracts. I'm in the building. Thank you for having me, Tim.
Right on. Thanks for hanging out. Should be fun. We got Raymond hanging out. He's drinking some pool water.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just enjoying some pool water. It's really quite delicious.
Not even Raymond can resist the crisp, refreshing taste of pool water.
No, I can't. I'm Raymond G. Stanley Jr. I'm the resident blue collar here at Timcast. I do things, United States Marine Corps veteran, and Phil thinks I'm a decent fella. Hey, Phil.
He is. He's a very decent fellow. Hello, everybody. My name is Phil Labonte. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains. I'm an anti-communist and a counter-revolutionary. Let's get into it.
Here's the big story. We'll start with a post from Candace Owens, who's got 6.5 million views on this post as of this morning with 17,000 retweets, saying our show will be off the air this week. As an update, both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. Emmanuel Macron attempted to organize my assassination, per a source close to the first couple. Also, I will again state that the French legionnaires were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, but they did not act alone. For all of you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the President of the United States and our intelligence communities to issue a statement to confirm whether I am telling the truth. I'm just going to start right off the bat and say it. And you know, I recognize there is a challenge in covering a story like this and trying to break these things down and be honest, because there are faithful individuals to her and her audience who trust her. And if you approach someone outside of your group as an enemy or at least as an other, they will immediately ignore you. So the first thing I will say is you learn this working for nonprofits, any kind of sales. Rapport is the first and most important thing you have to do to convince someone. However, I will say this to you, my friends. I am not here to try and trick you into believing something. I am going to say it as is. And if people don't want to hear that, that's just too bad. You don't got to listen to me. The first thing I'm going to point out that starting the post off with our show will be off the air this week, followed up by the White House has confirmed receipt of what I reported, the assassination attempt. This is we call this in social engineering, assumptive reasoning, manipulation 101. It is when you combine, and you guys have heard me talk about this all the time. It's when you combine two unrelated statements to make it seem like they are related. The news does this, the corporate press does this all the time. So you get the point. Starting off, I have contacted the White House. They have confirmed receipt of the assassination plot against me with our shows off the air. What I have already heard from people, they believe she's taking her show off the air this week because she fears she's going to be assassinated. She's lying low. That was the assumption she was trying to create with the post. Now, this also creates plausible deniability where she will then say, I never said that. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you this right now. As, 15 years ago, I'm hanging out at Hackerspaces. The school of hacking that I was very much involved in is called social engineering, which is basically human hacking. Almost all of the hacking that you've heard of, like a major hack occurred and the grid went down, was not computer code, computer manipulation. It is manipulation of people. For example, what you do is you call an office, and don't do this, by the way, but this is one of the things they do. You call an office and say, hey, this is Jim down in IT. We're doing some repairs. Is this Janice? And she'll be like, yes. I'm like, I need you to do me a favor because we're trying to fix the network. Is there a black box next to your computer? It is. You see the wire? Is there a yellow wire coming out? Okay. Can you read the numbers off the back of that? And they go, sure. What does that matter? And then they've just given you access to the entire network. They've given you the passwords, all of these things. This is what Candace is doing. It's intended to create assumptive reasoning followed by plausible deniability. There's no reason to make this post, followed by I can confirm receipt of what I reported publicly. For many people who don't understand, it sounds like the White House is confirming in some capacity that what she's saying is true. What she's actually saying is that she got a read on a text message. She texted someone, hey, they're trying to kill me, and it said read, and she goes, I got confirmed receipt from the White House. It's all manipulative language. Saying the French legionnaires are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I have no problem saying it. I absolutely might be wrong. Candace may be right about everything. I think she's very intelligent. I think she knows what she's doing. And this could all be true. But I would be willing to bet, let's just call it a handsome sum of money, that what she's saying is just completely false. But don't take it from me. I'm going to throw it to you guys. I'm just ranting. What do you think?
Well, I have 3 notes in my phone, but I want to start right here. Let's start at the very end, okay? For all you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the President of the United States. So wait a second. So Trump is the one that has to confirm her claims, which basically says, oh, I don't have to prove what I'm saying.
Yeah.
right? She passes it off on somebody else, right? And she's also playing this game where if the White House doesn't confirm it, then they must be getting $7,000 from Israel.
Can you imagine if Donald Trump was getting paid to tweet by Israel?
This
$7
is-
grand,
so-
Donald.
Right. I look. I have met a lot of people. I've been talking to some. I'm done being diplomatic. I've been saying that for a while. I've been talking to a handful of people in and around Turning Point, and particularly about things Candace has been saying, and nobody has the balls to speak out and do anything.
Yeah.
When Megyn Kelly was on stage with Ben Shapiro and he said that Candace claimed that Erica murdered Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly immediately said, well, I don't watch Candace. I have no idea that she said something like that. And the important thing you got to consider, I criticize Candace Owens. I also think she's very good and very smart on a lot of things too. I'm trying to call it like I see it, but on this, I think this is absolutely this is BS, and I think she knows it's BS. I believe Megyn Kelly said what she said because she's afraid of offending Candace Owens' audience and Candace herself, because Candace is powerful with 7 million followers on one platform, 10 on another, getting millions of views per episode. I have no such fears or concerns, and I've talked to a lot of people in and around Turning Point that will tell you explicitly they are reeling from what she is doing. She is causing strife inside and outside of and around Turning Point, but they're all too cowardly to say anything because her audience is big and they fear they'll make it worse. And I'm like, yeah, you probably would. But I'll tell you this, sitting back and letting her do 2 months of shows where she's now insinuating they're trying to assassinate her and the French killed Charlie and just saying these things, which are just the craziest things imaginable. Look, is this really where the right wants to go? Because I got to be honest with you, I'm not interested in being part of a movement that won't speak out against this stuff. And I'm going to say this too, okay? Tucker can interview whoever he wants. I will defend. We had this big debate on last Friday, and all of these, I guess, like, I don't know what faction you call this. Who are these guys, the conservative side, that like hate Nick? You know what I mean?
That hate Nick?
Yeah, like the people who are saying
Christian conservatives?
no, it's like,
Establishment, right?
I guess, you got the Babylon Bee guys. I'm a fan of the Babylon Bee. I like those guys, but they're very much like, we will not tolerate these people on the right who are bad, but they'll also they'll very much tolerate progressives who've done things worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I defended Tucker Carlson's right to interview anybody. I think Tucker's great. I disagree with him on a lot of things. I think Nick is absolutely abhorrent on a lot of things, the Hitler stuff he said. But I also see there's reasons why young people are following him. I think Candace is right on a lot of things. But there are too many people that are just too scared to speak out and call it out. I'm hearing behind the scenes people saying, well, we can't have infighting right now. It's getting worse. It's getting bad. And I'm like, dude, if you guys want to sit back and just let this happen to the conservative movement, like, by all means, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? I'll go live in a van down by the river. I'll make videos and do commentary on the things that I think are true. But Megyn Kelly then came out and she was like, I reviewed after what Ben said, and that was not true. And it's like, listen, any reasonable person can see what Candace is saying and see the implication that either Erica is completely ignorant to the assassins around her who murdered her husband or was in some way knowledgeable or involved in what was going on. The idea that she doesn't know she's saying this is silly. And again, I'm going to say this. I doubt she'll respond to this. She doesn't need to. She's got a bigger show, right? But starting off a post about how you've confirmed at the White House receipt that they're trying to murder you and our show will be off the air absolutely is an intent to imply I'm going into hiding, even though it's actually just Thanksgiving.
Correct. Yeah. And to follow up, as an update, both the White House and our counter terrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. So wait a second. Does that mean somebody at the White House intern hit the like button on her post? Like, what is this? Like, who'd she follow her report with? X? Like, that's who she followed. Like, you're supposed to take this up with the authorities officially, get some attorneys involved. No, she's saying that this X post or previous X posts are official public reporting.
You know what, man? I'm wrong.
And what is a public?
I'm wrong. I got to learn this technique. To be fair, actually, I know the technique. I got to use it because, as you guys know, we get death threats all the time. You know what I don't say? There's an assassination plot against me, and I can confirm the FBI is aware and tracking this.
Right.
That is a true statement.
Yeah.
It is a fact. So in the past couple of months, I've shown some of the people the threat only internally, and I've not shared it publicly because it's specific and it's got her address and things like that. But there are several others that are low. There are low tier and high tier, very credible threats, and I have been in direct contact with the FBI over these threats. And this is true though, and they have told me that they're tracking this down and that they believe they might know who this person is. And I'm like, okay, just do your thing.
Right.
I could say it like that, or I can open my show and say,
We're going on
friends,
the air.
I am here to tell you that we will be off the air this week. There is something serious going on right now that I can't speak too much about, but there's an active assassination plot against me. I have no choice. I have been in contact with the FBI. They have confirmed these are credible threats and there's an active plot. And I will tell you this, the government is involved. So I won't be around for the next few days, but trust me, we'll figure this out, and Godspeed.
You know, you can
Now here's the important thing. The government is involved. The government is involved in tracking down the threats.
Right.
But it sounds like I'm saying they're trying to kill me. You see, we can play these games all day and night, and you know what? You get views from it.
The great news is, if you did do that, you'd be nominated for a grifty. You'd be, you and Candace would be fighting for the grifties this year.
Oh, I can't beat her. Come on. Bridget McCrone is a man.
That's what I was wondering. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, so this is hard-hitting journalism here that you're telling me a foreign leader just so happens to have a phallus? Like, this is, what am I supposed to do with this information as a viewer? Like, it's not America First, it's not America Only, it's not MAGA, it's not right-wing, it's not conservative, it's not politics. It is just straight-up National Enquirer, which leads to my next point. Yeah. Candace Owens is the Oprah for malls, okay? So malls is my term for middle-aged white women. So you got a bunch of these middle-aged white women who sitting at home who are just now getting red pilled, right? So instead of going to Alex Jones, who I believe Candace Owens is being used to just drown out, like we haven't heard from Alex, right? But because Candace Owens has basically put a cloud over his name, but she comes in and now she's the new tinfoil person because she's more palatable. She's a mother. She speaks so well. And she was well connected to this whole conspiracy around. So she's the new Oprah that these women go to for drama.
It's true crime.
Yeah.
It's
drama.
It's
Let me jump to this
TV.
story. We've got. I'm actually just going to jump to this one. Actually, yeah, this is a Post editorial board. Check this out. This is how crazy things are getting. This is the New York Post. This is the Post editorial board from yesterday. French-Israeli hit squad as Candace Owens spirals into lunacy, blame the digital media cesspool. Can someone who cares about Candace Owens please get her to a psychiatrist? Then again, the millions of viewers who lap up her crazed content could probably use a head check too. In the next post Saturday, Owens claimed that high-ranking employee of the French government had warned her that President Emmanuel Macron and First Lady Bridget Macron have executed upon and paid for her assassination. And the kill squad includes at least one Israeli. She's losing her last pinky finger hold on reality. These paranoid delusions of grandeur are no surprise to anyone who's been paying the slightest attention to Owens' decline. She's been claiming last year that Bridget Macron was born a man, and the Macrons are part of a pedophilic cult called the Frankists that founded Israel, and even suggested that Bridget may actually be Emmanuel's biological father.
Wait, what?
Along the way, she also fanned the flames of the crazed conspiracy theory that Israel had something to do with the assassination of her one-time friend, Turning Point USA co-founder Charlie Kirk. One-time friend, I think that they didn't need to put in there. They were good friends. When I was at Turning Point last year, and not even last year, they had a poster of Charlie and Candace together. Mm-hmm. And this is after Candace had stopped doing events for TPUSA. They were friends. That's a fact. In other words, Candace Owens has gone full Alex. Can we pull this back up? Candace Owens has gone full Alex Jones. Now that is wrong. Alex is not this crazy. And it sure draws eyeballs. Her YouTube has 5.6 million subs, 7 million followers on X. The first episode in a Macron series, Becoming Bridget, an introduction, got 5 million views. Guys, Candace is really good at social engineering. She's really, really good at it. Mm-hmm. In the previous segment, for those that are just tuning in, we discussed how you use manipulative language. Sorry, and the corporate press does this all the time. One example I like to give of how the media lies and manipulates you is the fake fact checks, where Donald Trump will eat a bowl of he'll give a scoop of ice cream to a needy child. Everyone will see the video and they'll cheer on, say this is Donald Trump being magnanimous. And then you'll find Snopes or some other fact checker will write an article saying, did Donald Trump give a needy child ice cream on Sunday? False in big block letters, the big red X. And then the first paragraph it says, many people, were sharing a story about Donald Trump. And then once you get all the way to the bottom, buried, it'll say, while Donald Trump did give a needy child ice cream, it was not on Sunday.
It was on Monday.
Exactly. They add a tiny detail which negates the story. This is a social engineering trick they do. Another thing the corporate press does is they'll take quotes you've said and arrange them in a way where your assumption of the issue makes it your fault, not their fault.
Right.
And we never said, so they'll write a story saying, Hotep Jesus was seen suspiciously entering the building, period. A man was then found dead. And you're like, whoa, hold on. It's like they're intentionally framing it as though those two things are related when they're not.
Yeah, I just robbed the place.
Exactly. He didn't
Yeah.
kill anybody.
Did you find him or did you do it?
He wasn't
So-
there when I was there.
What you get with Alex Jones? Alex Jones is an honest guy.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of heat from people because he calls them out, and
He's a fun crazy.
right.
He's not a crazy.
But he also just reads the news. Everything's predicted is a lot from news and research.
And people are surprised because he's reading the news. But a good example is he's turning when he said they're turning the frickin' frogs gay. See, here's the thing: everybody called him crazy,
But it was true.
he was talking about atrazine, a chemical leaching into groundwater, which was interfering with the endocrine systems of frogs. Now, I believe like 10 years later, counter studies came out that says we don't know if that's actually true that atrazine did this. But in his whole segment, he's like, you look at what's happening with the chemicals in the water and these studies, and then he gets angry and goes, they're turning the freaking frogs gay.
Right.
Candace just comes out and she uses this assumptive reasoning manipulation to say things like, she'll say, I've vetted this report and here's what it says. And it's like, whoa, hold on. Now, what does vetted mean? So here, I'll give you a good example. She made that claim. She said that she received a source that said that at 920 King Street or whatever in Delaware, that these feds were seen coming from this airport, from this plane to this building. And then and what she never explained to people is that that's actually the address for her lawyers. So the question I had, because I was talking to some normies, I bumped into some normies and they're like, I don't know, man. Like she makes a lot of sense. I'm like, hold on. They mentioned to me, but these vehicles were leaving the planes. And I'm like, she never said she confirmed that. She said she vetted the person and then she read the letter and she never confirmed what was said in the letter was true.
Right.
She confirmed the address was used by the feds and then didn't confirm whether or not there were actually feds going to the airport and boarding the plane that she said. So she's saying, I vetted this. Here's address. They said car drove from plane. And the assumption the person is meant to believe is that the feds drove to that airplane, which she never confirmed. But I'm going to say this. How come nobody, I brought this up last night, how come nobody is asking whether or not she's involved?
She's a suspect.
But hold on, like honest question. I don't know about suspect in Charlie's murder, but isn't it strange that she's not being censored by YouTube, despite as critical of Israel as she is, or Spotify or Apple, and that her own lawyers work out of the same building as the feds?
Yeah.
How come no one's talking about that? And that's an honest question. I'm not trying to make you assume anything. I'm saying for somebody who claims that you can't criticize Israel, she also brags she has the #1 podcast worldwide. She's propped up on YouTube with millions of views and the other podcast platforms with no takedown. Nick Fuentes is banned across the board. And then she accidentally points out that her own lawyers are registered at the same address as the feds. She had a response to this, that it was just a registered agent?
Well, no, that's what the internet sleuth said. The internet sleuth said that, they pulled the address from the Macron case, and apparently that her attorney's office has a registered agent at that address, which happens to be the same address as the feds, right? FBI and other high-level intelligence agencies, et cetera, right? But we got to zoom out and use Candace's logic. If you're using Candace's logic, who's benefited the most from Charlie Kirk's assassination? It's been Candace.
Her show's #1.
Her show's #1. TPUSA is in just utter dismay at this moment. So TPUSA has to be taken off the table as a suspect, and we have to look at Candace because all she's done was, and this is messed up too, because if you were like really friends, like you toured the country with this guy, if you were really friends, and you're using his assassination for your own benefit and monetizing it, like we just lost a great guy, Daniel Naroditsky in the chess world, right? And most of the chess guys, when they covered Daniel, they took the monetization, either turned it off on a video or donated it to Daniel's fund.
Respect.
Right? That's out of respect. She's not doing this. She's not taking the money.
How is she monetized?
Sponsors or YouTube? I don't know.
No, but she's got YouTube ads and like mainstream normal sponsors.
Right.
I gotta say, dude, I remember
to share that.
You shouldn't got to do anything. I'm not going to make that argument. I'm just wondering why it is that Nick Fuentes got deleted from Spotify and she's propped up and YouTube blasts her out to everybody.
It's very suspicious.
Honestly, I think part of the reason is because Nick, the way that he frames things is very trolly, and like it's very like a lot of times he'll be caustic in the things that he says. So even though there are arguments that, or there are topics that Candace and Nick will both cover, the way that Nick covers stuff will kind of put people off, whereas Candace doesn't so much.
And to be fair, Nick is largely getting banned off things he said in the past.
Yeah,
right.
You know, especially about how he likes Hitler and all that stuff. Yeah. Sure.
That's a fair assessment.
But I do want to stress this too. The argument being that if you criticize Israel, you will get silenced. Candace's show is way bigger than Ben Shapiro's.
Yeah.
They're YouTube is giving her every grace. And the other issue is too. This is actually, I believe, conspiracy content was demonetized a long time ago. Like, with all due respect to whatever, Candace is arguing, and I mean that literally, because maybe she's right about stuff, what do I know? But she's not coming out and saying, I can prove X. She's saying, I believe Bridget McCrone's a man, which is, you can't prove, like, what are you going to do?
Pull a dress up?
Didn't Bridget McCrone have to do that? Like, went to a court and, like, actually did that or something?
I think they did some kind of test. I heard they did some kind of test on her.
That's crazy.
On her to prove that she was wrong.
Right.
I don't know. You know, what I will say is there's a good point you made about TPUSA is absolutely reeling. And nobody wants to say anything publicly because everybody, look, man, I've been talking to a handful of people behind the scenes, and I'll give them some respect by not saying their names. But everyone's very pessimistic. And their concern is that, and I said it before, I'll say it again, Turning Point's not going to make it without Charlie.
No.
Behind the scenes, everybody's like, of course. Then on camera, most people are just like, well, and I'm like, well, you know me, dude. If nobody speaks out and calls it out now, the whole thing breaks apart.
Right.
If no one has the strength, just be like, guys, Candace is ripping everything apart for views, and there needs to be, I don't know, man. I don't know how you help Turning Point without Charlie. That's just the reality of it. But if everybody just wants to be quiet and pretend, this is why the right loses all the time. The Washington Generals, Democrats are the Harlem Globetrotters. They got plans for blowing up trucks and shooting people, and the right is like, don't say mean words.
Just real quick on the ChatGPT thing, nothing publicly has been disclosed. I just wanted to correct that fact of mine about Bridget McCrone. Nothing publicly has been disclosed.
No, but there was some story about Bridget McCrone going before a court and like
a court, but nothing publicly. But anyways, yeah, the right's been known for years of letting gender ideology come, men's and women's sports. The right's always been soft on everything. They've let the left take over on a lot of institutions. The right is known for letting them get stomped on and stepped over.
I got a thought experiment.
Do it.
You ready? About Candace Owens, and then I'm going to tell you my theory. So she went from Macron is walking around with a phallus to the greatest thing that happens to her career is Charlie Kirk's assassination, which is so sad to say, right? To now, she's the victim of assassination where she centered herself. The question I have for you guys is, what's next? What's next? Because, the assassination thing's going to fall apart, right? This whole thing. She's got to move on to the next big story because last week she got trolled. It found out the address was her attorney's office. And what did she do 24 hours later? Oh my God, an assassination, to distract you from the fact that she just exposed the fact that her attorney's office is allegedly a registered agent in the same offices as the feds.
But hold on.
What's next for her?
This is an important distinction. Where did that line come from that it was a registered agent? Because according to the lawsuit, they served her lawyers at that address.
At that address.
So that's not, I don't know that that's just a registered agent.
Is that office actually there?
Well, it listed individuals that were served at that address.
Correct.
So I don't know that it's just a registered agent. What my understanding is that it's a big office building with many offices, and the feds work there and other law firms.
It's very plausible.
Well,
I just think it's interesting that
either way, it's tied to the attorney.
But interesting question. Yeah. And my question for the people that they just believe Candace is correct all the time, ask her about it. If she's got nothing to hide, She's talked about Turning Point. She's leaked text messages.
She's not going to address it. She's not going to address it. She plays games. She's going to sidestep, dodge anything, and then distract and move on to the next thing. Here's the next thing that's coming. You ready? Option A. I stole this from Jeff Charles. She's going to start a cult. Okay.
Oh.
I don't know. Jeff Charles said
I am here
I was
for it.
like, wow.
Are you
that
saying
was
she's the Antichrist?
quite possibly. Quite possibly. You know?
That's giving her a lot of credit.
So I was like, wow, that's a really good take. What I think is she might actually fake something, yo. She's that crazy. She might like jump in the back of a vehicle with some footage and actually like fake a kidnapping, or I got into a car accident
That would be
today.
hilarious.
Some lady hit her. It was an assassination attempt. I'm just guessing here, just speculating. She might accidentally create her own false flag.
She's going to be,
know, man,
Candace,
Like where do you go? That's the only place you go from here. That's going to make this a bigger story than assassination attempt.
As I mentioned, there's a lot of conversations that are happening behind the scenes with prominent personalities in the independent media space, libertarian, conservative, etc. And I spare drawing people into drama. That's why I'm not going to call anybody out. But I've been talking to a lot of people, and I've mentioned this over the past week or so. Everybody knows that views right now in politics are in the gutter.
Okay.
Candace is doing very, very well, though.
Right.
And I think, look, if you want to get my professional marketing assessment of this, you take a look at some of these prominent personalities, and I don't want to denigrate, so I'm not going to name them. But guys, I'm telling you this right now. Go on YouTube, pull up whatever conservative personalities that you've heard of, and look at their view count, and you'll see they've dropped dramatically. You'll also see Candace is doing pretty dang well. The conversation behind the scenes, everyone knows why. It's exactly as you've described. If people always need the next level, we've talked about this in the past about how they call Trump Hitler. It starts with saying, Trump is bad. Then Trump is racist. Then Trump is very racist. Then he's the most racist. Then he's almost as bad as Hitler. Then he's as bad as Hitler. Then he's worse than Hitler. Because if they write the same article, Trump is racist, nobody clicks it. So they got to give you it's the hit's got to get bigger. You don't feel it anymore. Behind the scenes, everybody is pissed off because they're like, I wish I was as evil as some of these people where I can just lie to get the views. But if you make a video where you're like, Marjorie Taylor Greene resigns, here are my thoughts. Everyone knows. Bro, everyone knows Marjorie Taylor Greene's resigning. So why are they going to watch you over anybody else? As more people enter the space, and we're at the back end of a political year, which was this year is ending, and it was a non-political year. Views are going to be in the gutter, revenue is going to be down, and people are going to be feeling it. You got two choices: stay true, dance with the ebb and the flow. Next year's midterms, views will start increasing for political content. You got three choices: pivot and try and do non-political stuff, cultural stuff that may be of general interest. I think we've tried doing that quite a bit throughout the past several years, knowing this cycle. So that's why some of our videos, like Solar Storm videos, like 200,000 views. But we've always had those guests on. Your third option: roll with it, baby. France wants to kill me. There's an Israeli in it. The White House knows. I'm fleeing, and then what happens next? You made that point. What's the next degree? Mm-hmm. Jump in the back of a van, screaming and live streaming.
There's another option. The option I've chosen.
Retire?
No, absolutely not. What we're talking about is riding the Candace Owens wave. If Candace Owens is a wave, then I'll just grift Candace Owens. I got to get my reparations somehow, okay? if the views are down across the board and Candace Owens got the views, then I'm going to talk about Candace Owens. She got to give me some of those views. I need some of those views. She's hot right now. I need my payback.
Are people going to watch that?
What?
Are people going to watch that?
It's been working for me.
Okay.
There you go.
I've been rigging the algorithm on X. Just Candace Owens. Oh, is she hot right now? I'm just typing Candace Owens. And people are like, oh my God, you got 7K? I'm trying to get 7K from Elon after this post. That's what I'm trying to do.
What you do is you start your X post as saying like, did you see Candace Owens ? And then under it put, hey guys, there's a bar meetup, come hang out, there's burgers. And then everyone sees it and they're like, what's up with Candace Owens? You'll be like, oh, I don't know. I just put it in there because they're gonna share it. For some reason, big tech platforms are going to share the name Candace Owens with you.
Yes.
They want you to watch your content. They want you to watch content critical of Israel. I'm gonna say this. Something about anti-Zionist content from Candace, YouTube really, really wants you to watch. She is not being silenced. Let me jump to this next story, though. This is all connected, right? We got this from Drop Site News. Barry Weiss says she wants to use her new perch at CBS News to redraw the lines of what falls into the 40 yards of acceptable debate. You guys ready for this one? This is what it means to get hired by CBS.
All of us see that the choices that it feels like we have sometimes, which is Hassan Piker and Tucker Carlson or Nick Fuentes and, Andrew Tate, the kind of people that are rising in the podcast charts, those don't actually represent our values. And I don't think that they represent the values and the worldview of the vast majority of Americans. And so this is an opportunity to speak for the 75%, for the people that are on the center left and the center right that still believe in equality of opportunity, that still believe passionately in the American project, that still believe in all of the things that everyone in this room believes in, which is liberty and freedom and individual responsibility and in the most basic level, the right to know what is actually going on in the world. I
just want to say as an aside, I really hope she's drinking wine coolers. See those right there, right there in the bottom right. I doubt it, but it'd be cool. Here's what I think is happening. Water. Have you guys seen the articles that the Republican Party is trying to shift back to Bush conservatism?
No, terrible.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're trying to do. Yeah. I absolutely do. When Barry Weiss talks about you've got Hassan Piker and Tucker Carlson, I'm like, what about Tucker Carlson? I mean, critical of Israel or something? I mean, his last few shows have generated a lot of controversy, but before that, I would say maybe in like the past 6 months, before that, his body of work is not really that outside of the conservative norm. What I think we're going to see when she says the center left and the center right is a return to the Bush conservatism and the Kerry Democrat types. That's the uniparty machine they want. And these worldviews that exist outside of it are going to be excised out. She just got hired by CBS to basically run their news team. I think this was kind of the business pitch she had the whole time. The news organizations all went super woke and crazy, start a new one, be fairly moderate left, still liberal. Then, once they fail, because they will, we make the pitch, we go in, and then we decide what is going to be the acceptable 40 yards in the debate. So the question then becomes, what happens to Tucker, Hassan Piker, Fuentes, and Candace Owens? Because the only way you do this, the only way you redraw the lines is by banning people, is by shutting them out, refusing to book them, and working with big tech companies to reduce their footprint. Because if people are on YouTube and they're getting promoted, that means your only option is to go to YouTube and say, stop promoting them.
Yeah. Well, here's the issue. She's Jewish, so her IQ is just way too damn high. Okay, that's the first problem. The majority of people in America can't read, okay? They can't read. There's an article about, like, like 85% of Americans read past, like, a fifth grade level.
They can read a little bit, but, like, reading comprehension is
somebody look up and tell me what the stats are, what, like, grade level they can read past, right? So the issue is you have somebody like Candace Owens who can't read past the fifth grade level herself, right? So she's going to relate to the fifth graders, the grown fifth graders in the world herself, right? Now, you bring somebody like Alan Dershowitz and Dana Loesch, they start talking. I'm enjoying myself because they're intellectual people. I want to hear intellectual thought, but they're talking way over the head of the average American. So they're going to turn that off and they'll say, where's some sensationalism? Where's some small brain content that I can actually understand? That's the issue with the world today.
I mean, there's a reason why The View is such a big deal.
Only 14% of Americans have a reading comprehension level 9th grade and above.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
Well, it's like Baltimore kids can't read, they come out not
God.
Illiterate. Totally.
This is where we're at as a country. So this is why Trump does so well, because he talks within that vocabulary.
That's right, of course.
Anybody who talks within that vocabulary or is dealing in small brain content, sensationalism, tabloid stuff, that's what the hoi polloi want to listen to because they can understand it. They don't want to hear me talk about cipher mining and how that's the next big stock to blow up.
Right? Establishmentarianism.
To your point, like, this is something that we talk about, around the table a lot. Like, no one cares how the sausage is made in D.C., right? No one cares about the process. They want to see results. They want something that actually hits them emotionally and satisfies whatever it is.
I got it.
They want to see Macron's sausage. That's just the fact.
No, I figured it out. Perhaps. I figured it out, guys. We're doing this all wrong with the Culture War debate show.
Okay.
Let's just Octagon, baby.
There you go.
Just liberal versus conservative MMA. Like, guys, nobody cares what you think. We all know, we all agree with the conservative, you all agree with the liberals. They're going to box.
Just let them fight.
We were
Let
talking
him-
about that
let him
today
duke
with
it out.
Andrew and Mark. Fight Club.
Fight club.
yeah.
Political fight club. I mean, I know people do this.
You got to do it like the chess, right? You debate 1 round, 1 minute round, and then you hop in the octagon for a minute, and then you come back and debate, and then you fight. You
I got to be honest. I think like the liberals will just get absolutely destroyed
more than likely.
because like people who work out tend to be right-leaning just because they understand the value of hard work.
But gays work out too, so
Yeah, but-
if you get one of those gay guys. You know, gays got superpowers. So
I don't think the majority of gay people. I'm sorry, the majority of gay people are definitely left-leaning, but I don't think a strong majority as much as it used to be.
Right.
Because you've got Brandon Strzok, you got Scott Pressler, you got a bunch of gay dudes on the right.
yeah. And Scott Press is about 8 feet tall, so he's
is.
definitely gonna whoop some ass.
Yeah, but he's also so slim.
He is slim.
I think he's like
gonna wrap.
Mr. Fantastic. He can like wrap
He's got
around you.
reach,
and-
man. He's got that reach, you know? You got to get inside there.
And he can hair whip you. You ever see that? When you whip the hair, whoosh,
Yeah.
like that's what Black Widow did in Avengers.
Yeah.
And even if
Yeah.
they're like fat dudes, they're working blue collar for the most part on the on the red side, on the non-libs, so they can kick butt too.
I'm gonna let me just burn every bridge that I can.
Please do.
Let's do it.
I've been having some conversations behind the scenes. I've said it 50 billion times. There are a lot of people asking me about what's going on with Turning Point USA, like why we weren't invited and all that stuff. And obviously, like already there's some tension there, but we didn't get invited. They had filled the slot we normally use for everybody who just doesn't already know this.
Wait, time out. You got to repeat that again. What'd you say? Say that in my good ear.
They filled the slot we normally.
You got uninvited from TPUSA?
It's not that we were uninvited. We weren't invited.
You were not invited.
Yeah.
But you were there previous years.
We were out of. I think they've had 4 years, right? We were there for the past 3
Oh, wow. Consecutively.
consecutively on stage doing Timcast IRL in our normal time slot.
And so it sounds like to me you got snubbed, but continue.
So here's the point: is over the past couple of months we've been reaching out, being like, just let us know when you know like what the schedule is going to be, like what we need. And they're like, no, we got you. Don't worry, the plan's the same. Don't worry about it. And they actually knew months in advance that they had filled we weren't going to be invited. And instead of telling us, they just said we're working on it. Until finally, the response I actually got was, we weren't going to have you, but maybe we can try and make this work. They were mad. They claimed it was because of something I said, which is not true. And then I just said, look, we're not playing this game. The reason I bring this up is my honest assessment. They've since invited us back. And, and with respect to the guys over there, Jack Posobiec is a great friend. He's a good dude. I respect him tremendously. They've said, we're going to make this work. We don't want you to miss out. This shouldn't have happened, all these things. And, even now, I would say this has been a detriment to our working relationship. But for the most part, it's like, guys, we're not a part of TPUSA. We go there once a year for the big end of the year thing as part of this movement, and they don't want us there. And now the question is, what's going on? Well, the Barry Weiss video pretty much shows exactly what's going on. There is an effort, in my view, from the highest levels of donors, politicos, at all these organizations to bring it back to Bush-level politics. We want the Bush Republicans, the Kerry Democrats. We want Romney Obama. We want McCain Obama. Why? Both of those parties represented foreign intervention. And during the Bush years, if you were not in favor of these interventions, something was wrong with you.
Yeah.
There was only a marginal difference. Now, I'm totally fine. I like the idea of us coming together as a country and only having marginal differences. However, I believe the actual play that we're seeing and the future of Turning Point, and it's not to single out Turning Point, but this is a great example, is libertarians get iced out, anti-interventionists iced out, as they've always been.
Center.
The center is going to be the battlefield for the most part, like Barry is talking about, the acceptable 40 yards. But they want the acceptable conversation to be, well, of course we support war in Ukraine. Of course we support funding Israel, but abortion is wrong. And the Democrat says, well, of course I support funding Israel, but I think abortion is good. They need to isolate the voices that are either populist right or populist left and bring back that uniparty. And I think that's where the money is going to be going. So again, behind the scenes, I'm talking to people, and I don't want to spill the beans on anyone's private business, but let me just say there are several examples outside of us not being there, of where it very much seems like this is the case, particularly with Turning Point. A great example is, of course, Candace leaking those messages where there was animosity over whether or not Tucker Carlson should be invited back. but he's too big. You can't just remove him. And I will also add this, the funniest thing. I think I've had 3 reporters reach out to our PR team being like, we want to talk to Tim about what's going on with the rift on the right. And they know way more about this than I do. They're calling and saying, what do you think's going on? And then they're telling me, here's what we know and here's what we've heard. Can you confirm this? And I'm like, I did not know that. I can't confirm that. But that's crazy. Where are you hearing that? And it's crazier than we realize. Basically, it sounds like powerful donors, pro-Israel,
Okay.
Democrat and Republican. They don't like the anti-Zionist right, the anti-interventionist right, the libertarian right. They want the Republican Party to be suit-wearing, neoconservative, and they want the Democratic Party to be suit-wearing neoliberal, and they want the Hassan Pikers and Tucker Carlsons gone. And it's exactly what Barry is telling us.
Wow. Was that during your secret Illuminati meeting that you just...
No, I'm not invited to those. Didn't you hear anything? They kicked me out.
This is a disgrace. Ladies and gentlemen at home, I'm here to tell you, ask yourself, when was the last time you read a book, a nonfiction book? Ask yourself, honestly. And I'm going to take this opportunity to tell you, here's a really difficult book to read. Mine, Brian Sharp. Go get The Patriot Report on Amazon, Unmasking the Conspiracy of Money and War. The Patriot Report, Unmasking the Conspiracy of Money and War. If you can read that, it is not written at a 9th grade level. But if you can read that, you got to give yourself a pat on the back. We've got to get people, make America read again. Make America read again.
See all these
Please.
books? You see all these books there?
Look at all these books.
You see all those books?
I read them all.
I've not read a single one.
Oh.
You haven't read a single one?
Not a single one.
You are a liar.
I've not read a single one of these
You didn't
books.
read the Scott Horton one enough already? I read that one.
Is it good?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh.
That's a good book, yeah. What else?
I got no time for reading books, but I do read a lot of articles.
But you've read, you're not
Like, but it also
you
includes
can
academic
read
articles.
past a 9th grade level. Like you don't need practice reading. You've read enough in your lifetime to get to the point where you are, where you have a lot of information.
I will say this.
And you read 1 million articles a day.
I read about 80% of what I read per day is news articles, and then the other 20 is going to be academic or like court documents.
Right. And
But
that's
I'm not-
real good reading.
You know, I'm actually anti-book.
Okay.
Anti-book.
I'm not mad at that.
I think that the issue that I take is that you should read. You should read a lot. Books, however, while they're great, and I'm not literally anti-book, I'm just kind of being,
No, I'm with you. I'm following.
is that a lot of the information in these books will eventually become outdated,
right.
particularly around, especially science, but also around our understanding of certain events if new information comes to light. And if you rely on a book that's even a few years old, it may be lacking context. Maybe a whistleblower comes out and says something. So, even for Scott Horton's book, if new information comes out about October 7th or just about Israel in general, it may actually make the book somewhat obsolete.
Yeah.
You read it and then you think you're reading something that's correct, but it's already outdated.
Right.
So the challenge is then reading nothing but the news will make you very stupid. Correct. To be fair, if you read all of the news, it's an uncanny valley, right? If you read no news, you're pretty good. If you read just enough, you fall into the uncanny valley of retardation. Mm-hmm. But then if you read all of it, you can now see where they're lying and then start breaking it down. So basically, I read like 3 or 4 articles per story. Like this is what I heard today. I heard Candace Owens was canceling her show because she was lying low due to death threats. And I was like, I'm going to need a source on that one. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, it's just the interpretation. Her post actually was just, she didn't say it, but it was Thanksgiving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like to go left, right, center. Or if I want to know U.S.'s dirt, I'm going to go and read a Chinese or a Russian source, right? If I want to know Russia's dirt, I'll check the USA. So you always go to somebody's enemy and check it out, right? But you said academic. When you said you read an academic work, what academic work are you referring to?
Usually the academic stuff I'm reading is either going to be science related, and this is particularly around like the gender ideology stuff, and this is more so in the last year. We haven't really talked about this stuff recently, and then historical articles.
Okay.
So. And there's one historical subject I know I'm reading about.
Is it the Jews?
No.
Oh,
U.S. liberty.
That's all I read about. Every day I'm just reading nothing but... No, it's Civil War stuff.
Yeah.
Revolution, Civil War, conflict, crisis. And so I'll read like... There's a challenge too with these academic articles in that they're... These academics, dude. I'm going to tell you the problem with academics and with journalists. Mm-hmm. Academics use overly verbose language for no reason but to sound smart.
Correct.
And journalists write fantasy novels of their stories because they really wanted to be a novelist but instead got a job at Rolling Stone. And so what happens is You pull up an article, like an academic article, and instead of saying something that's just like, yo, does boy think he a girl? And I can be like, I get that. It'll be like, the male of the species often encounters a quite difficult assumption in its regulatory identification processes. And I'm like, shut up. And then the journalists, instead of writing, Barry Weiss says she wants to create a new acceptable Overton window, it will say, it was a cold day. The AC dropped low. I entered the convention. There on stage, I saw her, glistening. Barry Weiss. Her mouth opened as the words came out. A new 40 yards. But what does it mean? And I'm like, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm not writing I don't want to read your novel.
In the this Barry Weiss is in the shadows. They're really concerned about Tim Civil War, so they're trying to get rid of the fringe and the French. They want to bring everyone to the middle again. So they maybe, put
that's why I said I can respect. I respect a lot of it. It's like, there should be a reasonable debate in this country, but this uniparty view has always excised those who are critical of the war machine. So when we ask why we gave Ukraine $250 billion and we can't, fix our roads or pay for healthcare or whatever, they don't want that conversation. They want liberal economic order. So you look at what Donald Trump's been doing recently, and it looks like even Trump's on board with maybe there was they got the call. And the call was, by all means, maybe it was we have to support Israel because of our interests in the Middle East. And with Israel, we have to push back on China. We can't let them win. But I think it's largely this country is being ripped apart at the seams. It's escalating dramatically. Yeah. Left and right are fighting. Maybe the reason YouTube props up Candace Owens is because she's got left and right unified over a new invisible enemy, the French.
Definitely.
And France isn't what it used to be. But yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure what the goal is of the Bushites and stuff, but I do think that the establishment wants to push back against MAGA as much as they can.
Yes,
absolutely.
They want to see a return to the days of the safe Republican, and I don't think that there's enough people in the United States that support that, because even people that look at Candace Owens or Nick Fuentes and say that's too extreme for me, they're not saying, oh, bring back Mitt Romney. Right. Those people are long gone. They look at the things that people like Mitt Romney attempted and see their consistent failure, and they say that's not good enough for me. Even Donald Trump, who's done more than most other conservatives in the past 40 years or so, they look at Donald Trump and they say there's a lot of things that I still want him to do that he hasn't done. And I personally think a lot of the reason why he hasn't got stuff, so many things that he's promised on the campaign trail or alluded to, is because it's difficult to do. Again, back to what I was talking about earlier, difficult to do the way that our system works and the way that you get things done. The president only has limited power, and he needs Congress, and he needs.
And they keep distracting them.
Yep.
Like we keep worrying about the Epstein files and all this other stuff, and it's just like, can he focus on me? I'm just trying to reduce my taxes and make sure the stock market go boom. And you over here talking about, Jeffrey Epstein files. You're not getting the files. Let it go.
That's the exact thing that I constantly say.
Cash Patel left them in Mumbai, okay? They're not coming out, people. I saw him on the stand the other day. Thomas Massey was cross-examining him. He like, yeah, I got some workers here. They're working on it right now. Cash, did you see him? Well, I trust my workers. Cash, I had to look it up myself. I said, ChatGPT, what is his job? It said director. Is that the head of the FBI? Yes, it is. Does that mean he should be the one looking into the Epstein files? It said, yes, he should. And I'm like, well, what is going on here? So obviously, I don't know. Maybe they showed him, the JFK tape or something and told him, whatever. I don't know.
But to your point,
Cash ain't doing his job.
To your point, you said it yourself. You're worried about lowering your taxes and you want the stock market to go.
Yeah.
That's the real metric that people care about the most. It's
correct.
Kitchen table issues. Can my dollars buy enough for me to pay for groceries, pay my bills, and save a little money for me to go on vacation and save money for my kids' future? That's what Americans want.
Right. You know what really bothers me is when, you get people and they're like, Tim works for Netanyahu, the small hats or whatever they're saying, or Tim's a Fed and all this stuff. And I'm like, like relaxing and how easy and reassuring it would be for me in this job if they would just literally give me a file of like, if you say these things, we will promote your show
It
on
would
YouTube.
make your life so much easier.
Could you imagine if the feds came to you and said, Hotep, say these things and you'll be #1 on YouTube? Just you'd be like, oh, now I don't got to figure out the algorithm. I just know
Right.
exactly what to say.
Look, hey, Israel, if y'all got 7K for a post, give me a call. I drop the post right now. Wire it, cash at me, 7K. I'll type whatever the hell you want. 7K for a
Per post? Yeah.
I was talking to
That's easy
this
money. I don't give a damn.
I was talking to this liberal dude, and he was like, he's like, you wouldn't take money? Because like the Russia thing, he's like, did you really take money from Russia? I was like, I did not. And he's like, you wouldn't though? And I was like, I would not. And he was like, but hold on, like, if they came to you and said, you can say whatever you want and we're going to give you, you wouldn't do it. And I was like, no, I wouldn't do it. I don't need it. And I don't want it. And
Tim's already rich, y'all. He don't need nobody
but
money.
then he goes, man, I wish Qatar would give me money. I'd take it in 2 seconds. I don't care. F Israel.
Who said? He said who? Which,
Some liberal guy. It wasn't
he
anybody.
he said he wishes who giving money?
Oh, Qatar.
Who's Qatar?
Qatar.
Oh, Qatar. Okay.
Yeah. Qatar. That's what we say. It's
That's what you gotta say? Okay.
No, I don't know. Qatar. Qatari.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Qatari.
I bet you
Charcuterie board.
these liberals have been going to these NGOs and these PACs and being like, pay us. The story's been known for over a year now. They've been going and be like, why won't you give us money so we can do more of this stuff?
Right.
And then they make up fake stories, bro. I'm sitting down at their poker table and there's this old liberal guy and he goes, who's backing you? And I was like, no one. And he goes, BS. Someone's giving you money. And I was like, yeah, my sponsors, my members, advertisers. And he's like, yeah, but like, who in the administration? And I said, I have never received a dime from anybody in any political organization, be it Trump or otherwise. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, I just happen to have like 10 million followers across the board. And I got a bunch of paying members that pay $10 a month. And he goes, $10 a month? And I was like, that's what it is on the website. And he goes, I better delete those posts. No joke. That literally happened. I like this guy.
Better delete those posts.
Legit.
That's hilarious.
He said that he was going on my Facebook and just posting like, you're bought and paid for, you're funded by
Rage
Trump.
baiting.
Yeah.
Nah.
But we like this guy. He's a liberal guy. We know him. He's at the poker table and he's funny. But let's jump to this next story because you brought up Cash Patel. This one's funny. From MS Now, you may be wondering what that is. MS Now. It is is MS. No one watching. Actually, it used to be MSNBC. They say Trump weighing the ouster of Cash Patel, according to sources. Patel has come under scrutiny for his stewardship of bureau resources, including his girlfriend's security detail and use of a government jet. Yeah, I've not heard that, but I don't consider MS Now to be any kind of legitimate news organization. Carolyn Levitt posted the story is completely made up. In fact, when the fake news was published, I was in the Oval Office where President Trump was meeting with his law enforcement team, including Cash Patel. I read the headline from the president and he laughed. I said, what? That's totally false. Come on, Cash, take a picture and show him you're doing a great job. And there's Trump and Cash. Big ol' smiles. Good. Thumbs up. You were just saying a moment ago that Cash wasn't doing his job. And Trump's not going to fire the guy.
No.
Why, so
What?
for whatever your view is on this thing, like Cash is doing a bad job, MSNBC, MS Now, claiming they want to fire him, it's like, yeah, this is double fake news.
Right.
This is silly.
Double.
Well, I do think he's not doing his job. He's director. He's directing, delegating. He doesn't have to look at the Epstein files. He has to have a team do this, a team do that. It's called delegation. You know what I mean? You know. So why is he not?
I run a corporation, and it's not as big as the FBI, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, you got to get your hands dirty. At a certain point, you've got to look over some shoulders. You got to take a look at some files. You have to see it and verify it for yourself, right? It's like when Peg Bundy. I'm sorry, Pam Bondi. She says, I got the files on my desk.
Yes.
Then the next day, the story is, oh, they were in a truck. So it's just like, wait a second. If you had the files on your desk, did you, like,
Yeah.
it starts to get some obfuscation of the facts, right? There's no veracity to it.
Especially when it's Epstein's files. You got to know what's going on with something that big of a deal.
Well, Cash Patel talked big cash on the way to his position and said, I'm gonna get him for you.
Yeah.
So if you were so gung ho about it, why are you not looking at it yourself? I would be if this is the biggest story of the year as far as tabloids are concerned, right? You gotta get your hands dirty. You're the director. I'm not leaving this to delegate, especially when the delegations are from the previous administration.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You gotta, if these is the Biden, they just came from the Biden administration, you gotta definitely double check their work.
Like they're leaking stuff too.
And they're leaking stuff,
Yeah.
right? You just don't leave it up to,
We put up
delegated it to.
I put up a poll for the chat. Is Cash doing a great job, or should he be fired?
What is it?
And I know that
That's a tough one.
it's like pretty extreme. It's like either
Yeah,
you might
it's-
say he's not doing a
it's
good job, but he shouldn't be fired. But right now it's 51% Cash is doing great.
yeah, I mean,
Maybe I could sorry, I'll put 3 options actually. Let's do 3 options. I'm gonna end
let's
this.
do 3. Let's do 3.
All right, let's do this.
What's
we'll
the
start.
third option?
All right, let's see. Add an option. Should we do 3 or 4?
4. Do 4. He's doing great. He's doing poorly.
Cash is doing great.
He's doing
Cash
poorly.
is doing okay.
Okay, there you go. Cash is less than okay. Or Cash is doing horrible.
Or should he be fired?
Fired. Yeah, let's go extreme with the last one.
All right, we'll give you the options. I spelled should wrong.
Let's see what that looks like. I'm on the he's doing okay.
Me too. I agree.
He's doing
that we were in the Discord show. For those that aren't familiar, if you join at timcast.com, we do a 6 p.m. show, which is like private VIP for Discord members. And someone asked if I thought Cash was doing a good job or not because of the story that came out. And my point was, nobody ever brings up the boots on the ground, granular stuff that the FBI has been doing, like catching criminals. And because it's not flashy.
Right.
You know, a guy is wanted on like drug trafficking charges, and it's like 3 felony counts. He's going to get 15 years. It's not the biggest story in the world. FBI catches him. He gets arrested, field office or whatever. Nobody's making a post being like, boom, look at this. He caught this one guy who was trafficking this one time. And so poor Cash has tried to do press conferences on this stuff, being like, here's all of the like street level crime we are stopping. We are doing a good job. And everyone's like, yeah, but we just want to see Comey in prison. Like quite literally, they could, if the FBI stopped doing everything related to ground crime and literally just focused on arresting like a single Democrat, people would be more satisfied. That's the problem with perception. So I say he's doing okay because I do think if we don't get accountability on all this political corruption, then what do we look forward to in the future? It's high level now. But I also think for those of us that have been paying attention to the news and seeing what the FBI has been doing, it's like he's been cranking it up on child predators, and traffickers. They've been doing a pretty good job on that.
Okay. What's the chat at now? What are they?
All right, we got let's take a look at this. What's the assessment? We got 12% doing great, 44% doing okay, 24% less than okay, and 20% he should be fired.
20%.
I like the less than okay. Like, he's not doing bad. It's just,
We could do it better.
I was going to say, he was a big Russia hoax guy, wasn't he?
he was
came on the show a
accused.
couple
He was
times?
accused.
Yeah.
He was framed as being a Russia guy.
I mean, that's what I mean. He had a big investment against it.
Yeah, he's
after
pissed.
them.
And he's super pissed at Comey. Bro, as the head of the FBI, like, I'm going to go ahead and say this all due respect, so I like Cash, consider him a friend of the show. But when he said Comey perpetrated one of the greatest criminal conspiracies or whatever, I'm like, whoa. Like, there's a reason why the head of the FBI doesn't make these statements, because it can jeopardize your prosecution and your investigations and things like this.
Yeah.
But I actually really love that he said it. Because I'm like, bro, when he said that, come on, how are you going to pretend like he doesn't want to get these guys? He's so pissed.
Yeah, he's been pretty vocal about it. I mean, he's been on Dan Bongino's show talking about it. He's been here talking about it, and he's been very clear that he looks at the FBI before this Trump administration as one of the most corrupt organizations in the entire federal government. And I don't know that you can really argue with that. Like they were politically motivated, from top to bottom. It wasn't just the leadership, it was the people that were in like management positions and stuff, people that you don't know their names, but they were extremely, extremely politically motivated. And you could see that by I forget the guy's name, Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok was, he was texting his girlfriend like, oh, we're going to get him. We're going to get him. And nobody would have known his name had it not been for the fact that he got busted for those texts, because he was a mid-level guy. But when you have a bureaucracy like the FBI that has that many people, it's hard to smoke them out, because when the new administration comes in, they just stop talking about it. They don't make a big stink, and they're like, okay, I'll just wait this administration out. And then when the new guy comes in, when the Democrats are back in, then we can continue on as things were before. Mm-hmm. And I think that's likely the situation. Like there's a significant threat to conservatives currently by people like that should a Democrat get into power again, which they're definitely going to, they will just keep doing the same things they were doing during the Biden administration. They'll keep attacking conservatives. They're going to do things like start watching parents that are going to school committee meetings and PTA meetings and saying, oh, you have the wrong opinion. So I personally think that it's super important that they do their best to root these people out. And I think the cash wants to do that.
Conservatives are cooked, man. The conservative movement is cooked. It's
I agree.
Yeah. Stick a fork in it. It's a wrap. It's over. You had a great one. MAGA, kudos to you. You had a great one. Populist movement is going to be completely, utterly dismantled. You guys are going in 20 different directions. The men, they just want to go to work, make an earning, come home. His wife's watching Candace Owens. She's talking about Macron Slim Jim. And it's just, can we get focused, people?
I'm going to tell you some of the, I been having conversations with top men.
Oh.
Top.
I was talking to, as I mentioned before, like a lot of people are asking me about the Turning Point situation, like what our end of the year plan is. For the past 3 years, it's been Phoenix. This year, we're going to be at the World Poker Tour World Championships. I was invited to do an influencer stream with some other high-profile personalities and millions of followers. I think it's a great opportunity. Every investment we've made at Timcast has been for cultural issues. Okay. So we sell coffee. And we're opening coffee shops, physical places people can be. First one should be open actually very soon. Big updates coming. Yeah. You guys should hang out at Mamba Collectibles in Martinsburg, which is where it will ultimately be. Right now, the card shop is open. Come play, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, whatever you do. And we're going to be setting up a show there for Friday nights where we do D&D, depending on Ian's reliability. But we've invested in skateboarding, music, and poker. These are things that I do, and we want to reach people where they are. You got to fish where the fish are. Yeah. There's a dude we all love and respect, G Prime 85. You've seen his comics, I'm sure. They always go viral. He's got some of the best. And conservatives always rag on anyone on the right who's trying to do arts or sports or entertainment or gaming, and they say, grow up. I was talking with Father Ripperger, who's amazing, by the way. We're talking about demonic possession. And he mentioned there's the influence, demonic obsession. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this stuff. But he was pointing out that the obsession is when you're influenced by the demons, you're not possessed by them, is also a problem we have. And I asked him, this was in context, it was a part of a larger conversation, that we know that the arts are where you meet people and you share, like the stories you tell are what influence their worldview and things of this nature. But there's a prominent sector of conservatives that insult or attack anybody who tries to get in a creative space, saying it's for children, grow up, get a job. All of these things to make you feel emotional pain and rejection for doing what you actually need to do to reach normies. I asked him if that was demonic, and he said, absolutely. The idea that they're...
What's demonic?
So
reaching out through culture?
No. Telling conservatives not to do it is demonic influence.
Got you. Okay.
Because the uninitiated... Imagine this. Imagine someone told you that trying to... Like, missionaries were stupid for going to video game conventions. It'd be like, whoa, what do you mean? Like... Go anywhere you can to teach people your worldview, your morals, or ethics. Right. But we have a faction of people on the right that will tell you, don't do these things, they're bad. It's like, bro, when people are at Super Bowl and it's 20, 30 million in the ratings, and you're like, we don't need to be focused on sports ball. We got to be talking. Okay, dude. Regular working class Joe doesn't know what you're talking about. With Israel, with Ukraine, all he knows is his interest rates are too high. He can't afford his grocery bill. He's got $700 a week in groceries for his family. He's got 3 kids, and he's pissed. And then you're telling conservatives, don't go meet him at the game.
Yeah.
What is he thinking? Bro, I worked all week. All I want to do, man, is have some wings, crack a beer, and watch some football and chill out. And I'm not advocating you sit down next to him and say, stop watching the game, we're talking politics. Right. I'm saying you fist bump him and say, bro, I got a great game. Come do this fantasy football thing we're doing at a bar. And guess what? What's at the bar? You got an American flag. It could be as simple as that. And then while you're there and you're hanging out and everyone's having a beer and having a good time, you can be like, man, these prices, man, I wish they'd come down. But the problem is, and then you are friends. Then you are sharing your ideas. There are people who, I'll tell you this, if you only ever invest in being in spaces where people are already conservative, already political, you're not convincing any new people to pay attention.
Yeah. There's a famous copywriter by the name of Eugene Schwartz, and Eugene Schwartz is an expert copywriter in marketing. And he basically says, if you want to be a great copywriter, read the National Enquirer, read the tabloids, because you have to meet people where they are. If you have a conversation with somebody and you can't talk pop culture with them, they're never going to listen to your political opinion. If you don't know who scored 50 points last night at a high level, you have no way to connect with them. And you have to connect with people at the heart level first.
Yeah.
And then you can brainwash them, after that. You condition them to sit them down in the chair. You tie them to the chair. You turn on some, Andrew Breitbart.
Open their eyes up so they can't close their eyes.
Yeah, you keep the eyes open.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier, like Americans vote on vibes. They vote on how they feel. And that's as much, even people that are like, no, I really think it through and stuff. What they're thinking about is, does this do the things that I need them to do? Do these policies do the things that I need them to do to make me feel good about my life? No matter how you slice it, you're voting on emotions. So you have to meet people where they are, and you have to be able to convince them, I am going to help you, because if they feel like they're getting help, they feel like you care about them, that's going to make them feel good.
It happened with my movement. When I first started the Hotep movement, I was like, no fast food and no sports and no TV. And it got us nowhere.
Everyone's like, screw that, bro. I want my Taco Bell and I want hockey.
Yeah, I got cussed out. They're like, what are you talking about? Shut up, bro. You sound crazy. But as soon as we shifted and I got a little bit more lenient, I had some Popeyes on the stream, enjoyed some McDonald's French fries, talked football. All of a sudden, we became relatable. Talking hip hop, we became relatable. People will figure out, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, this guy's cool." Now, what do you have to say about politics?
You got to fish where the fish are.
People there, yo.
You got to fish where the fish are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine going into a liberal space and trying to convince them to listen to your politics. They're not going to do it. So then everyone goes to these conservative conventions and they're like, I agree too. And I'm like, what are you doing? So I will actually say this with great hubris. We have one of the most influential skateboard companies in the world now with Boonies HQ, with the Boonies boards. The board we got right behind, I got my Uncancelable. And I'll show you this. You see that board behind me?
Okay.
That logo on that board is one of the most iconic skateboard logos for over 70 years. And the company, independent, that used it, abandoned it, removed it from all their products because woke people told them it was a Nazi cross or something like that. It was an Iron Cross. As soon as they dropped it, I picked it up, started selling boards with it on it, and we now own it. That's the point. And so what happens is skateboarding is now shifting. It's a very limited industry, but it's an Olympic sport. It's going to be massive in the next 3 years, and right now it's totally dead. And we used to have pro skateboarders saying, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can come skate because of the politics. Now they're saying, can I come skate? I need the money. So we have entered a
I started
space.
skating.
Good.
Yeah. I'm gonna be ready for the ramp next year.
It's not about going to a group of kids and being like, let's talk politics, children, and bringing in a pro skateboarder. It's about bringing people in and being like, yo, those crazy people that hate your guts and treat you like trash and threaten you, we're not like that.
Right.
Come skate with us. We got a big old American flag and smiles on our faces. We're not here to talk politics. We're here to skate. And now they're in our sphere of influence. Mm-hmm. And some people have said that's a nefarious idea. My point is this. We are always more welcoming, more understanding, and not threatening you over your political opinions.
And you ain't gonna chop off their Slim Jim.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's jump to this next story. Oh boy, we got a juicy one. Tony Ortiz says undisclosed paid posts from right-wing influencers for a gambling website.
Oh, yeah, I see this all over the place.
What is going on? Jaden McNeil on X says, I'm noticing. And then he has these images. You've got, is it just this one image? Elijah Schaefer posting, $3,000 bet turned into $23,000. Dang. I have a bunch of friends who bet on sports and earn big money, but I also have friends super against sports betting. He says, I don't personally see it as an issue if it's not addiction. An addiction, it's fun. And then he promotes a bigger something website. You got Stu Peters saying, when even diehard Raiders fans are cashing in bet by bet, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, smart move hedging against that Zionist curse. What? Wow. Jack Wallace, 20K in a day, bigger.com or whatever, Bigger Z. Matt Wallace, Pearl Davis, sports betting doesn't have to be complicated, Bigger Z. So it looks like it's all, Jake Shields, would you bet against your own team or your favorite fighter? Personally, I can't do it. That's a good bet. Looks like there's a bunch of...
woke right.
Yeah, sure. Right-wing individuals who are... Pearl Davis doesn't qualify. I hate that term woke, right? It's meaningless. Looks like they're doing undisclosed promotion of a betting website. This community note says, given the accounts are making similar posts, one can conclude this is an ad. Ads must be disclosed. Additionally, gambling promotion is also against X's rules. Yo,
And verify this. That site's not even available for U.S. users.
For real?
Verify it, please.
Well, you see,
I'm
like,
pretty sure because people were saying it's like China or something, right?
Yeah.
Account suspended. Yo,
Ruh-roh.
bro. Listen, these people have all been caught doing this. Wasn't Elijah Schaffer caught like running propaganda for India?
Was
he part of the soda thing?
Maybe it was him.
know.
There was also, look, I know Elijah Schaffer. I consider him a friend, but I don't follow his stuff too closely. I just interviewed him a week or so ago about the Cash Patel stuff. But then a video came out where people were like, "Yo, it sounds like he's a Fed," because he was doing an interview with Gavin McInnes, and Gavin said, "What are you doing in El Salvador?" He stutters and then says, "I do work on it. I mean, America's interests are in El Salvador, and that's why I go there. I have a safe house." And it's like,
Oh.
what does that mean?
What? A safe house?
I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to speak to that. I just got this question of, this is not the first time these people have been called out for making posts that are clearly paid.
Big grifting.
Big grifting.
Oh, we got to nominate them all. Grifties.com. Everybody go to grifties.com. Nominate everybody here. This is big grifting.
Dude, meme, therefore I am, Rhymeless, all those meme accounts, they're all talking about betting all the time nowadays.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting paid.
Dollar
that
bill,
does
y'all.
happen. That does happen.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Did Pearl address her promotion? Because she's the odd person out, right?
Is she?
Well, like all these other dudes are like the other accounts on that post. It's like Jake Shields, Elijah, Stu Peters. They're very much like anti-Israel. Pearl just hates women. Oh yeah, look at this.
Pearl does.
I don't think she actually hates women. I think she just says things that
We got you.
She's a rage baiter.
she's a grifter. She's a
She's just playing to her audience. She's built herself an audience of
And so
feminist critical women or feminist critical people.
I was surprised when we had her on the show, and I asked her how tall she was, and she immediately snaps 5'11", and I was
she's
just
not
like,
5'11".
she's like 6 something.
She like 6'8".
She's not. Maybe like
I'm
6'3",
telling you,
6'4".
no, for real. Like she could play 1-on-1 versus LeBron.
Well, she was a volleyball player, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's a
very
volleyball
tall
player.
Yeah.
She's humongous. I was terrified when I met her. I said, "Hey, Pearl." She said, 5, 4, 5. I was like, "Oh, snap! Where's your beanstalk?" It was crazy. I swear, it was crazy. It was crazy.
But no, I bring that up because you'd think that her of all people would be cognizant of the she rags on women all the time, but she's like embarrassed that she's really tall.
She shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Well, it's because guys don't like tall women.
Yeah.
So it's like you got short men that they're told they say that a Napoleon complex.
Yeah.
And they get made fun of. But that's why it's like, don't act that way, because you're acting the way they describe short guys being a tall woman.
Right.
Like just lying and saying you're 5'11". It's like, come on, no, you're not.
No, guys there's a lot of guys. I used to date a tall chick.
She's got to go date a basketball player. And that's not even a joke. I mean, if you're taller, it's like if you're 6'10" or more, you have a 17% chance of being in the NBA.
Right.
It's some crazy massive number.
Yeah.
And then they even have players in the NBA who aren't good, but they're just really tall.
Yeah.
That's kind of
they get
weird.
rebounds.
Yeah, right. They just
And their knees
they just
and
stand there and
ankles
go
break
like,
after 5 years because they're
Yep,
so big.
yep.
Greg Oden,
Yup.
you know what's up.
I'm not here to rag on Pearl though about her worldview. I'm just kind of like, what's up with this? These posts from
Like Cole said, money.
gambling site.
Spend it already.
What is that site? BiggerZ.com. What is that?
Biggers.com.
It's an online betting platform for sports betting, particularly soccer.
International.
And what's their website?
Americans don't even watch soccer.
Yeah.
Based
Oh,
in
okay.
Malta or something.
Yo, wait, what? Yeah, you can't use it in America.
It's not available in America,
What?
right? It's restricted from your region.
Hold on. Why would this company ask American influencers to post?
Because the
If they
internet's
know-
global, man.
No. But come on, this says something. This says that this company assessed their accounts and believes their audience is non-American.
Oh
At least
my
a big
God.
majority of them, a
Oh.
good portion of them, sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
A gaming website that can't be accessed in the United States is not going to pay someone to promote it to customers that can't use it.
So let's
Pearl's
take it to the next level.
Pearl's UK though.
Let-
She got a
Right.
She is UK.
audience.
Let's take it to the next level.
Oh yeah,
just
and
saw-
Elijah is Australia,
Australian or something.
but he's back in the U.S. now. But he was Australia.
So I've been saying these same accounts have had bot engagement farming, right? Mostly from exterior, right, of the United States. And what did we get just this past weekend? the disclosure of people's locations, a lot of it India. So maybe you're right. Their following is in Mumbai, is in Vietnam, is in Philippines, Bangladesh, because their bot farms that push their engagement have the local following. Wow. You just uncovered something right there, Tim. Drop the
It was really funny how, but people are pointing out VPNs.
right.
Like the company expects people to just illegally access the site.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
But they got banned because it's against the rules. I just think the bigger scandal is that these accounts have been implicated before in being paid to promote anti-American interests.
Right.
Like, let me pull this up, see if I can find it.
That's insane, bro. Oh my God. So they assessed their following and said, hey, you know, Elijah, you're really popular in India right now. Gupta is your #1 fan. That is out of control. Oh my God.
So we got this from Will Chamberlain. He says Elijah needs to explain who gave him this article and why he agreed to put his name on it. If you think he wrote it himself, I have a bridge to sell you. And this is from September. And it is exposed the shocking truth about who's really cashing in on Russian oil, ! Which looks like a press release. The myth, if Indian companies were really raking in excess profits, their refining margins would show it. Instead, the evidence reveals the opposite. Russia's share of India's oil imports rose dramatically. Whatever, the context is like, India has not broken with global policy frameworks. It has operated. This was around the time like Trump was threatening to like sanction India, right? And then all of a sudden, Elijah published this article on, I think it's Gateway Pundit. I could be wrong. Just being like, hey, India ain't bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of grifting going on X, you know.
A lot. It's an explosion.
Aesthetica claimed that Ryan A. Fournier is the person who set up the India campaign. And Will Chamberlain says it's a screenshot from Gateway Pundit. This guy, Eddie Lee, says, is he wrong? The losers in the conflict are taxpayers, Ukrainian men, and European industry. And then he posts the fry. Interesting.
And this was before we can see where they're from, right? So that one dude who was talking to Will might be from India or somewhere.
So there was this scandal. I can't remember. Remember the soda scandal?
Yep.
Where everybody was like, people should be allowed to buy soda on Snap.
Yeah.
There was a company that you can be like, hey, I have this many followers. I want money. And they'll tell you what to tweet. I forgot what that company was called. Let's find that one.
Oh. I think it starts with a P.
Pepsi? No.
No. It's an in-between company.
Let's see. MAGA influencers caught red-handed shilling for big soda. Yeah, there's the articles about it.
Oh, what was the name of that?
This is October, huh? Look at this. So I bring this up because a moment ago you were saying that the right is cooked. They're going like it's broken.
Yeah.
Guys, listen.
Influenceable?
I get these people and they're like, Tim, don't burn bridges. Don't criticize people on the right and stuff like that. And I'm like, listen, look where we are. Okay. You got people on the right that are now just shilling for gambling websites in China or wherever that company's from, selling soda through SNAP benefits and shilling for India. All right. This is bad. It's sad, but this is the reality. Okay. U.S. soda and snack food industries, threatened by RFK, have turned to a group of well-connected strategists, shadowy pollsters, and anti-woke influencers. What was the name of that company?
Influenceable, right?
Is it Influenceable?
Like that?
Was that the company?
They paid them for the soda, I believe. They were the social media company.
I think you're right.
Am I right?
Maybe.
Sounds right.
I don't know. I don't know that it was this company that did it, but this looks like
It's one of those. It's
yeah.
either
Oh no,
that
no!
or-
Look! They got Angel Studios, Brave Books, Fox Nation, Fox News, Daily Wire. Yeah, I think that was it.
Because Chad Prather did the soda, according to ChatGPT.
Yeah, there goes. Yeah.
I got no problem if this company wants to promote movies, things like Am I Racist? What is a Woman? Or Homestead or whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
But if people are shilling for soda companies or whatever through this, or like India and against American interests, we got a problem.
Agreed.
But I'm actually like, I'm looking at it and like, oh, you can, wait, hold on. People are promoting Sound of Freedom for money? I did that for free. See, you know what, man? Everybody was,
Where's the check?
no, but for real, think about this.
Wait, what is that?
Remember when everyone was promoting Sound of Freedom?
The movie about the child trafficking?
Yep.
Oh yes.
That the left tried
This was
to
a
say
paid campaign.
Yeah.
And that's illegal. I'm a fan of the movie. I'm a fan of Angel Studios. And I promoted this. I didn't get paid to do it. I was just like, oh, this is really great.
Right.
Check this out. And I was like, let's talk about it on the show. Let's have him on the show. Nobody paid me a dime. Angel Studios, I believe, has sponsored our show as a pre-roll sponsor, though. And they've reached out to us about doing other stuff, but we're not interested in doing that. I have absolutely no problem. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But you got to put ad in your post. You have to say this is a sponsored post. That's a legal requirement.
You know I'm in filmmaking now, right?
You are.
Yeah, we just released our trailer, Walking the Cold Line. It's up on my YouTube now. We're in post-production. I got a short film coming out, Tim. I'm trying to follow your lead, man. We got to, take over the culture.
Have you seen Nefarious?
A campaign that possessed the internet.
Well, Nefarious is a great movie. It's a really good movie. I recommend you guys see it. I am not being paid by anybody to say that, but I'm kind of pissed now that other people are getting paid to say what I just say anyway. But we also had who was it who made this film? I don't know. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
That
It's
guy from Blaze, Dean, or
Steve Deese.
Steve Deese. Yeah.
That's who it was.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve, for getting your name. But I am, what's going on, man? I just talk about things that I like and don't like, but people are getting paid? Come on.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And didn't we do a fantastic
But what about the other stuff they've done? They don't want to admit it.
thing for it? Walk the line?
Walking the Cold Line.
Walking the cold.
Oh, yeah, for Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, dude.
It was we
made
did a
like
super
25K or
chat.
something.
Yeah, we raised 25. We did like a matching thing, and at the time it was for not the film, but for the organization.
Look up Hotep Jesus.
Was it Tim Ballard? I think it was for his organization. We said we'll match the super chats, and then we raised like $25,000 for his organization.
Got it.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Here I am. Let's see. I'm a creator. Join the network.
Right.
Who do we got? Who's in the network? They used to have people on it. You could see.
Who was in there? Right.
Yep.
Yeah. They
You
sent
know.
me some
You know what I
emails.
can do?
They send me emails. I just don't like. I don't like that. I don't like somebody paying me to say something. It feels weird. It's like if we align, just hit me up, right?
Yep. Here we go. So this is their website back in last year, December 20th,
Oh, you done pulled
2024.
up the archive.
Graham Allen, there's the.
Yep.
all those-
So I don't know if it's going to show anybody else, but you've got this initial photo right here. Who is this?
It's Graham Allen, there's that.
Oh, it's DC Drano.
Yeah.
That's
There's DC Drano.
So they got a lot of the people on the right.
He's been accused of a lot of paid posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Are they up for a grifty?
Yeah, he's definitely up there for a grifty. DC Drano, yeah, I think he's like ranked number 45 or something on the website. I'm not sure. But I believe he's up there. Yeah, big grift.
This is demoralizing. These people posting this stuff, like
Yeah.
Candace is very demoralizing.
Yeah.
And not because I have issue with, like, I was having a conversation with someone about it, and they're like, she can talk about whatever she wants. I was like, I completely agree.
I agree with that.
And someone said to me, you don't take issue with like 90 Day Fiance or like The Bachelorette, like, and I was like, no. Like, yeah, you're right. There's tons of like low tier true crime drama, rage bait stuff. It said that Candace was a political personality and has now shifted her audience into true crime.
Is that
And
what
that-
this is? Is
She does like, yeah, it's women's content. It's very female coded.
Yeah, it's very female coded. Yeah. And I just want women back in the kitchen.
There we go. We got it.
always
Who's this? Who are these guys? Oh, there he
Ryan-
is. There's
Ryan
Elijah.
Fourier,
Oh.
or
Oh, that's
something like
that's MAGA Latinas. What's her name? Down there, right? Yeah.
No idea.
She's
All
pretty
The women
attractive.
all look alike.
Yeah, she's a MAGA Latina.
What else do they
Cool. I
got?
like her. She's cool.
Yeah, they say campaign strategy. We sent the offering, get paid, work your magic and get paid. You know what's really amazing about this company though is like the movie stuff clearly worked because the movies are interesting and align with values.
Right.
But it's remarkable how bad they were at everything else. Like guys, these canned messages, it's not how you do it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is pretty just, I guess, sad, really. Let's jump to the next iteration of their website. See who else we can find getting paid.
This is a whole industry too. There's a bunch of people that. What's the name of that website that makes you take videos? People could pay you.
Cameo.
Cameo.
Yeah, Cameo. They reached out to me. I'm like, nah, bro. Ain't nobody about to have me sing
Really?
happy birthday to him. Yeah, they wanted me to sign up, and I'm like, I'm not singing happy birthday to some stranger. Like,
There's
I'll pay you $30 to sing happy birthday, and I'm sitting there making videos all day. Like, no, bro, we're not. doing
$7,000.
yeah.
What do you think? 7 grand?
I'm in.
Okay.
Just change.
I think so. George Santos told me to sign up for Cameo, and I did. I just never checked it ever since because I'm like, dude, I got to be honest. Like the idea that someone sends me a script, I'm going to read whatever they want for money is just not going to happen.
Yeah, it feels weird. Why does it?
No matter what it is, it's not happening.
Well, they don't send you scripts, right? They say like, say happy
No.
birthday to my friend.
No, they send you scripts.
They send you,
and then when you open it, it shows you the front-facing camera with the text. So you read it as you're looking at it. Oh. And recently, full disclosure, what is it? Shout Out, I think, reached out to me.
Okay.
And this is conservatives doing something similar, and asked me to sign up. I said, yeah, I'll do it. And then someone sent in a request, and I looked at it and I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, if someone wants to connect with me on business stuff, Cameo also has a business feature, and I'm like, I'm not going to charge. What does PBD charge? Like 30 grand or something?
Okay.
Per Cameo?
For a business meeting.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, very expensive, and he's worth like $400 million. So I mean, like, if you want to talk to that guy, and but I get so many emails, I just can't read them. And so actually, this made sense to me because it's like, if you emailed me, like, I have an idea, I want to work on a project, or I'm looking for access, or I need advice, that email is just going to be auto filtered out. Like, I'm not going to read it. My staff's not going to read it because there's just too many of them. Does that mean I should never listen to anybody? What's the value exchange then? Okay, so I'll go on Cameo or Shout Out and be like, couple grand, and I'll sit down and take time out of my day and have a conversation with you about what you want. Or just don't. I don't know. I don't have to. But the idea that, like, someone sent me a message and it was like they want me to read like a script, I'm like, that's never going to happen. Yeah. There's $0 they'll make it happen. $0.
Yeah.
If someone sent me something, if someone's offered me a couple $100 to be like, just let me know what you think about this and say shout out, I'd be like, yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? Right. But then I don't need to take $300 from you to do it.
But what is the like? Why do you not like the script? Because I don't like it, and I'm not exactly sure why.
I don't say things in exchange from, like, let me put it like this: when we do ad reads for sponsors, we kick back a bunch. And I consider myself to be pretty lax on sponsorships, but we've had a ton of sponsors that have been rejected, or I've made them change their scripts and their language. And, there's a lot of companies that'll be like, we want you to read the script, and it'll be like, it'll be a product that I don't use or have never used before, and they'll want me to say that's the best thing I've ever used. And I'm like, but I've never used it.
Right.
Like, I'm literally not going to say that.
Yeah, you can't lie, yeah.
And so I tell them, like, give me a couple of weeks, I'll try it out, and if I like it, I'll let you know. And I got to be honest, like, usually the product you're getting is not going to be a bad product.
Yeah. Right.
Like, people making and selling products. If someone came to me and said it's like, I don't know, like spinach flavored ice cream or something, I'd be like, I'm not in. No, have a nice day.
No, thank you.
But when they come to me with like a protein shake or something, I'll be like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And I'm like, this is really good. Right. There are some, and I'll tell you this, there are some protein companies that we've rejected outright. We got sent. I'm going to be very vague because I don't want to insult them, but we got sent some samples and they were like, we want you to read the script. And I was like, well, try them out. Everyone here hated them.
They just didn't taste good?
They tasted terrible.
Okay.
Weird flavors. And we were like, sorry, boss. So what I say is this. We're pretty specific on whether we'll do sponsorship spots. That's why we have a lot of the same sponsors over and over again, because we like what they do. But the idea that someone will give me a script to read, even the scripts they give me, we actually help craft them. And like, we're not going to say this, we're not going to do this. Yeah. So the problem is these Cameo sites is you will get paid X amount of dollars to read exactly this. Like, nah.
So basically what you're saying is if a Republican or an Israeli came to you with a script, you're not going to read it.
I have hard lines for sure. Like, I was offered in like 2017.
If they're Russian.
In 2017, RT offered me like, I don't know, maybe like $15,000, $20,000 for footage from Sweden.
Okay.
And I ignored them, deleted it. This is creepy, this is a creepy story. I get an email after I go to Sweden from an RT producer. This is back in mid 2017. And they were like, hey, we know that you were recently in Sweden. We're curious if we can acquire any of the rights to your footage. Ignore, delete, not interested, not taking money from RT. Get an email again like, hey, Tim, just following up, maybe you missed the email. We're looking for footage out of Sweden and we know that you have some. And I'm like, why are they emailing me twice about this? That's weird. Delete, gone. Then I get an email from someone I know who works in media saying, hey, Tim, some producers at RT reached out to me. They're trying to get in touch with you because they wanted to offer you $15,000 to $20,000, like $15,000 for licensing some of the footage you had. And I was like, delete, goodbye. This is getting weird. And I got another email again, and they were like, they've upped the offer to 20. Are you not interested? And then I literally was like, why are you emailing me? Delete. I told this at a conference. I was at DEF CON. for a panel, and I said this was really creepy. And so this is part of why I'm going to say when Merrick Garland comes out and claims that we got Russian money, it's a lie. It is a psyop.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to set me up the whole time to accuse me of being funded by Russia when I went to Sweden. And I was like, I don't take money from foreign news organizations. It's not. I know people who worked for Xinhua, and I'm like, I would never do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take money from foreign press outlets to publish. What I publish comes from me. I'll take American sponsors. I'll take members. I won't take money from the U.S. government either. And here I am like a sucker, and these people were getting paid to promote a movie I promoted for free and raised $25,000 for that organization. Man, what are we doing over here, huh?
And you could have been promoting a gambling website. You missed out on
Soda for Snap.
you missed out on the suspended account money.
Man.
Account money.
Or India. Or this is the crazy thing too, like the soda thing. Dude, I am so anti-soda. Bro, like the idea that
What do you mean you're anti-soda? Like you think people shouldn't drink it?
yeah, I think it's disgusting.
Okay.
Now go ahead and drink it if you want to. I'm just saying like
It's bad for you.
it's bro, like a can of nondescript leading brand cola.
Okay.
It's going to have like 48 grams of sugar in it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's good for you.
I got these. You know what's really based is this thing right here. We got a bunch of these. These are Solti. I didn't pronounce it. Wild Blueberry Super Aid, 40 calories, 8 sugars, 10 carbs total, and very light, not too sweet, in glass.
Oh, wow.
In glass. And they said that they designed the stickers to be easy to peel off so that you can recycle the glass more better.
Reuse
More better. This is great. And of course, we have delicious, crisp, refreshing pool water available at Casper.com. But these people, it's crazy to me that there's the Maha movement. These people pretend to be like, we're all about Maha. And then a soda company says, people on welfare should drink soda. You want money? And they go, yup. And then they go and tell poor people to drink soda. That's messed up.
No, I don't. I think soda is for guys like me and Phil. You know, like I'm a huge muscular guy, right? So I'm gonna drink a soda before I go to the gym, and it's gonna convert that sugar into energy, right? Sugar for people who are just sitting on the couch, just watching Candace Owens, they're gonna get fat and get a divorce from their husband because he's tired of the true crime stories, right? So that's really like who should definitely not, and that's a lot of the poor people who are not reading books at the under the 9th grade level, right? So, and also another thing is when it comes to sugar, there's 2 parts of your body that burn the most sugar. The first is your brain, right? That burns the most sugar. And the second is your legs. So these people aren't walking, they're not squatting, they're not hitting hack squat, and they're not using their brain. So that's now what you're dealing with is people drinking sugar, not using their brain. Now they're coming down with like, what's it called? Parkinson's. And what's the other one?
Diabetes?
Diabetes is upstream from Parkinson's and the other brain diseases that they're finding in the science articles now. They're starting to find out that diabetes is like a precursor to what's the other neurodegenerative disease?
Alzheimer's?
Those things are like downstream from
Not to mention insulin resistance.
insulin. Yes.
Which is a general phenomenon
Insulin
where
resistance.
so what ends up happening is when your body's whacked out like this, you get sluggish, you'll be tired.
Yep.
So people aren't eating protein and they're eating nothing but sugar.
Right.
They're getting sugar and simple carbs. They're eating like a bowl of mac and cheese with a Pepsi. And there's nothing in that.
Yep.
Right.
You know what the secret is? The secret is fat. Bro, I ordered a 16-ounce ribeye last Friday. Man.
Fat is great.
Oh, bro. I cut the strip of fat off the ribeye and just eat that first.
Yeah.
I'm full instantly.
Yeah, healthy fats are great.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I was a filet guy for a long time
Okay.
because I love a good filet.
Yeah.
But I decided, you know what? I'm going to get me a ribeye. And I did. And I just love the fatty.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
Yeah, healthy fats are good. Your body's going to turn that stuff and turn it into glucose and glucagon and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to get converted into sugar and turned into energy anyway.
We're going to go to your Rumble Rants, and chats, my friends. So smash the like button, share the show, all the good stuff. We're doing the members only tonight?
That's what I heard.
Okay, we're doing it. Usually, because I'm going to be here all week. Usually, when it's like we're about to leave for the holidays, we won't do it because we want to, go pack or whatever. But I'm here all week anyway. So before we go to your rants and chats, we got a great sponsor. It is joincrowdhealth.com. So an enrollment, my friend, this season where health insurance companies hope you'll blindly sign up again for overpriced premiums and confusing fine print. Don't just take someone else's word. Trust yourself and take control of your future with Crowd Health, the healthcare alternative for people who make their own decisions. How it works, basically, for $100, you get access to a team of health bill negotiators, low-cost prescription and lab testing tools, as well as a database of low-cost, high-quality doctors vetted by Crowd Health. And what if something major happens? You pay the first $500, then the crowd steps in to help fund the rest. It feels like the options we used to have before Obamacare messed everything up. And of course, you'll join the crowd, a group of members just like you, who want to help pay for each other's unexpected medical events. The system is betting you'll stay stuck in the same overpriced, overcomplicated mess. And this year, it's even more complicated because most of the ACA subsidies expire, which means your prices are growing sky high. So far, Crowd Health members have saved over $40 million in healthcare expenses because they refuse to overpay for healthcare. This open enrollment, Take Your Power Back. Join Crowd Health. Get started today for $99 for your first 3 months using code TIM at joincrowdhealth.com. That's joincrowdhealth.com, code TIM. Crowd Health is not insurance. Opt out. Take your power back. It's how we win. Join crowdhealth.com. And I'm going to add to this because we're just talking about these ad reads that you get from these influencers. When we get scripts from our sponsors, we go through them and then I assess them and we'll make changes. And we've done this on nearly every script we've received because some things I don't think are appropriate to say or I think are wrong or don't apply to me. Saying like, there'll be a script and it'll be for a product I clearly am not going to use. I got to be honest, guys. There was a commercial on Fox I saw a while ago about some kind of like pain relief thing. And it was Charlie Kirk throwing a football. And he was like, when I get pain from sports or whatever, I take this. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. Like, Charlie, you're like in your late 20s. This is a few years ago. I was like, did he really do a commercial like that? But hey, no disrespect. Maybe he really did have shoulder pain from throwing football. He was an athlete. I think he played football.
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah. But I'm just like, you're a young guy. You know what I mean? But we have gotten scripts where I'm just like, clearly, dude, I'm not going to say, something about, like, I'm an athlete. I skate all the time. I'm fairly fit, low BPM, all that good stuff. So we make sure sponsors are legit and good. And we've actually had one we've kicked back like 4 times. They keep coming back trying to fix it. And we just like, no. But we're going to grab your rants and chats, my friends. Let's see what y'all got going on. Silent Golfer says, how many times should General Washington have given up because things almost never went right? Put your trust in the Lord and never give up or give in. Happy Thanksgiving. Shout out.
There you go.
AK Storm says, if this wasn't talked about, can Tim and Hotep discuss blacks' reaction to things like the Chicago lady that was set on fire, pointing out color is getting reaction? Thank you to both. Is there a different reaction among black people about that lady who got lit on fire?
What happened to her?
That Bethany McGee, she was sitting on a train in Chicago, and a black guy who had been arrested 72 times walked up, dumped gasoline on her, and then lit her on fire.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think there'd be
I think it'd be
like a reaction among
overall, yeah.
like black people are like, no, we're okay with that. I don't think that would happen.
People get shot every day, B.
Well, to be fair, like what we talked about with this is that it wasn't just like a shooting. It was a heinous torture.
Yeah.
He poured gas on her. She ran away. He lit the bottle and then followed her and then lit her up.
Is he an American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had been arrested something like 72 times. They kept releasing him.
Wow.
And then the last time, I guess it was like he got released, went right to the gas station, filled the bottle up, went on the train, saw her, just dumped it on her.
Here's, I don't know what black people would say. Here's what Hotep Jesus would say. This was in Chicago?
Yeah.
Okay. So Chicago is a place that was destroyed. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but it was destroyed by Operation Fast and Furious. Operation Fast and Furious under Obama administration basically allowed the Sinaloa cartel almost carte blanche in Chicago and other cities. So a lot of what you're dealing with in Chicago is like fallout from a city that was completely ruined during the Obama eras. They were trafficking guns, they were trafficking drugs, and it makes like what the Italian mob did back in the day with Capone look like child's play, right? So when we're looking at Chicago, you have to understand that before we look at the people, we got to look at the people in charge. If I'm chilling in my neighborhood and you traffic in Sinaloa cartel, El Chapo's people, and they get carte blanche, like I'm talking about catch and release. Catch and release. Like, oh, you're with Sinaloa? We got to let them go. It ruins the city. Then you follow it with the Democrats, and the Democrats bring in more illegals. And, you have places like the YMCA that's supposed to go to the local people, and you got the illegals camped out in the YMCA. So you get a whole lot of fallout, it's destruction. You should expect things like that to happen.
Yeah. Let's read some more. We got Indian Conservative says, Candace has given no receipts for anything. She's the same person who was so against hate speech she would dox for laughs. Giving her attention is what she wants. Jacob Pauly says, sorry, but Candace Owens is having a mental crash out. She's lost it. I'm worried for her health, and I feel that Kirk's ending might have broken her mentally. If anyone knows her, please check up on her.
Nah, she just grifting.
Yeah, like I genuinely think she's a genius. I really do. I really do mean that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But the thing is, she's always been like this. She's always been a rage baiter. This is not new. It's just that now she's changed views, right? She went from never Trumper with a doxing website to, okay, now I'm a Trumper, red pill black, to I'm pro-Israel, to I'm anti-Israel, to, oh my God, Macron has a penis, right? So
Don't forget the Jews.
And the Jews, right? Exactly. So it's the same Candace, new game.
All right, what do we got? Not Robbie says, look up Planned Parenthood shooting in Columbia, South Carolina. Police in Columbia, a Democratic stronghold, arrested a pro-lifer who was chased out and shot the man trying to assault him. What?
Yeah, that means that someone was trying to assault him, so it was a self-defense shooting. It's not a pro-life shooting or an abortion clinic shooting. A guy was...
Wait, hold on. Head of anti-abortion group charged in shooting? He was charged?
Yes, that's the way I understood what the chatter said.
Arrested a pro-lifer who was chased down. Oh, I thought they were saying the police shot the guy.
Oh, no.
I thought they were saying they arrested the guy who was chased down and shot the man. I thought it was referring to the police shot the man trying to assault the guy.
Yeah, the way I understood it was he was a pro-lifer. The other guy assaulted him. He shot the guy that assaulted him, and the narrative they're spinning is
there's video of it?
Guy shot someone as opposed to
There's video of it.
The moments leading up to the shooting near.
It's local news. They're not going to actually show the shooting.
Yeah.
No, the did not just do that. Don't even try to get that at me. Don't even try to get that at me. Wow, and wow.
He was punching him.
Well, hold on. It's
He got sprayed.
who's the guy that does the shooting.
Oh, he got to get both arms in that chokehold.
They're like,
Oh, he got up.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay.
No.
But hold on.
He initiated by macing him.
Exactly. This guy's got his hands in his pockets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah. If you initiate it by macing someone, you're no longer defending.
Well, there's still some nuance here. The dude who got maced could have fled,
Yes.
and he chose to then engage.
What he could have did was he could have locked in that rear naked chokehold better. I mean, you got his back. You don't watch Joe Rogan?
It's true.
Like go to the freeze frame where he's got him right before this moment. If you go back a little bit, right here.
No, that's
Oh, that's the other guy.
Third guy.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's got a nice reversal game.
I don't know. Actually, I'm torn on this one.
Oh, wow.
You can. I think in this capacity, it's fair to say that the macing should be an assault.
Yes.
But that doesn't justify the dude chasing him down and then continuing to engage after the
That's
fact.
the hard thing about self-defense stuff. Like, your right to defend yourself literally gets turned on and turned off like a light switch. There is in one frame of it, you're actually defending yourself, and in the next frame, you can be in a position where you could have left, so you're no longer defending yourself. You're the aggressor.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and say this guy should get off. I don't think it's the cleanest of self-defense, but hold on. The dude, even with his hands in his pocket, still got up in his face.
Yeah.
And depending on your state, that can be considered creating a reasonable fear of harm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So then he used the mace because the guy was getting up close to him and he didn't know if he was going to be attacked.
Right.
I don't think the dude who got maced could have fled, and the dude in the vest runs away.
You could make
runs
the
away.
argument. You could
He's
make
fleeing.
the argument that it was an escalation of force. So the other guy is intimidating him. He decides to mace him. That doesn't work. He tries to disengage by running away. The guy chases him. So I mean,
I think it's a chase.
Here's how
Yeah.
I view all of these videos. What happened 10 minutes before?
Yeah. Yep.
What happened 10 minutes before you started rolling the camera? Until we get that context, it's really hard to do the blame thing because you don't know what was said, what was done. What if he touched somebody's little sister? You know, we don't know what happened.
yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to a jury, most likely they'll just go by what's actually on the video.
Right. That's true. Yes. Yes. But I'm saying as far as moral judgment.
Yeah. Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Off the video I just saw, considering that there may be another context, I think that he should be found not guilty. He ran away. He was running away. Dude who got maced chose to engage when the guy was fleeing.
Who had the firearm?
The dude in the vest.
Yeah. So that dude's running
I
away.
thought the other person had the firearm. The third person.
No, he's just fighting with some other dude, and he's on the side.
Was it the third person?
So this guy.
I thought the
this guy
third person
chases
had
this
the
guy right
firearm.
here?
Grabs him.
Yeah, I think he's the one with the firearm.
Either way,
tried to disengage,
it's the dude
yeah.
attacking who got shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's clearly in defense of others or yourself.
Yes.
The photo of the guy's a vest on with the weapon in his hand.
Yeah.
So this guy, it looks like he's going for his holster right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Right there.
Is that it right there?
Yep.
So he pulls the gun out. The guy gets up.
He goes to punch someone.
It looks like he's got his gun right now.
Keep going,
Yeah. I mean,
keep
I
going.
know that this is
Keep going.
it's like this for YouTube.
Yep.
safe.
Right there. Right there.
He got
right
punched
there.
in the
That's
face.
that's the firearm right there. You see the lady?
Oh, the lady's got one too, but this guy pulls a gun.
Does she have one?
They both have one. She's got a
Look at this.
firearm.
Look at this. Watch.
Yeah.
He made contact with him already with that hand right there, it looks like. So look, he jumps forward, this hand right here,
Yeah.
contact.
Yes, that's
Guy
contact.
recoils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then swing, bang. It's not her who's shooting.
It's not her who's shooting. Okay. Because I saw her firearm. I thought she was the one.
Yeah.
Pro-lifers are all loaded, ready to go.
So look, let's go back. Right here. You can see him. Man, you can't pause it. See his hand going to his hip?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It says in the article that he went for his holster.
Retrieves the fire.
It looks like he's pulling his gun out. It's hard to tell.
That's a firearm.
You think he's got one in
I
there?
saw it. He just when he put it up in the air,
You could see it.
it looked like it.
Man,
One frame back.
It goes fast.
I know. It goes too fast, and as soon as you click it,
Keep going. One frame after this. One more frame. Keep going.
nah. I'm pretty sure he went for his holster.
Oh, yeah, it's a holster.
Yeah, I mean,
And right here, bang.
Bro, this guy did not need to chase him down.
yep.
Kept
Yeah.
going. He didn't stop.
And the other guy did run. He tried to disengage. And again, like I said, he did use an escalation of force. He didn't go right for the deadly weapon. Right? He used the mace. Then he tried to disengage and run. Then he went for the firearm after the guy had put him on the ground.
Oh, yo. I mean, hold on. He's charged with assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature. So the guy who got shot is alive.
Good.
Possession of a weapon during a violent crime? That's nuts, man. I'm not happy with the whole situation for sure, but if you don't chase someone down and keep attacking them,
Yeah.
you can shoot. Listen, there's a great video. I love it. I recommend it all the time. It's a black belt teaching a class his ultimate technique to win any fight. And he walks in and he's like, once I teach you this one move, you will never lose a fight again.
Okay.
And then he gets in his stance and then spins around and wiggles his arms and runs away screaming. And then everyone starts laughing and clapping. And he says, if you can choose to avoid a fight, you will not lose it. That's the first thing you should always consider.
That's what Bruce Lee says, the art of fighting without fighting.
Yep.
Yeah.
The fact that he disengaged and tried to run away is going to help his case because he used non-lethal force, then he tried to run. So,
All right.
obviously you can never tell what a jury's going to say,
Yeah.
but the steps that he took, I think that they might say, okay, look, because like I said, your right to defend yourself can turn on and off like a light switch. So,
All right, we got this from Mythos. He says, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Candace Owens has taken so many red pills, she has overdosed and gone bat-ish. Crazy. She needs an involuntary psych hold. Nah, she knows what she's doing. She's very smart. She knows exactly what she's doing. She knows, listen, guys, the assumptive reasoning techniques she's using are intentional. They're not accidental.
Right.
She's not accidentally sounding crazy. She's crafting these messages intentionally so that when someone says, hey, wait a minute, confirmed receipt just means they open an email. And then she goes, of course, I meant it the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when they're like, you're implying you're in hiding because of an assassination. No, it's just Thanksgiving. I never said that. You assumed that.
yeah.
She gives herself an out.
Indeed. Blave Kaiser says, Candace married an English lord. Can't she just go play piano or polo like a good aristocrat?
Oh, I love that comment. Who said that? Shout out to that dude, man.
Huey Jack Nation says Candace Answer's lawyer's office was an RA, registered agent, filed for dismissal before Charlie's death due to no local ties. YouTube hates the right. TPUSA was the largest influence youth. YouTube pushed her to take out Turning Point.
Yeah.
Is the argument that Candace is so destructive to the right that YouTube is intentionally promoting her?
That was my theory. She's there to destroy MAGA. Several people are there to destroy MAGA, but you've got to destroy MAGA before Trump leaves the White House because it's the largest populist organic movement, semi-organic movement to exist since, I don't know.
Here's how you do it. Charlie, he was holding everything together.
Yeah.
So a conspiracy theory that I would believe more than anything is not that Israel did it, and not that Turning Point did it, but that leftists did it. Because Charlie was the unifying force on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what? Most of the evidence points to a leftist involved or ideological motive. Not that I believe everything they're saying. I think that'd be silly.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you these conspiracy theories about palm guns and detonating. Like, bro, if you want me to make something up, I'll make something up. I can make up 1,000,001 things, too. The gazebo actually was 4 rifle barrels. The gazebo arm pointed right at Charlie. Come on, you can just make things up. So stupid.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, we doing too much." What about the time she accused that one kid, and he was like, "Yeah, I go to this school. I'm a hockey player, and I had nothing to do with the assassination." It's like, Candace, you were reaching at straws right now. Poor kid.
DB Ode says, I saw a tweet on Twitter that read, Candace is the prime example of someone who is so open-minded that their brain fell out.
Ching.
Baduntis.
Bars.
Hey, man, I've been telling people, man, I've bumped into normies, and they follow her on every word.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude, most people I bump into, because this is a question behind the scenes, is the public still with Turning Point? And I was like, bro, not that I've seen. In the D.C. area, I'm not even talking about rural West Virginia.
Yeah.
Normies who don't pay attention to politics, they watch Candace.
Right.
And they're just like, can you believe what Turning Point and Israel did to Charlie? And I'm like, what'd they do? And they're like, did you watch Candace Owens? And I'm like, sometimes. They believe it.
I posted something on my Instagram, and like one of my mutuals hit me up and was like, "Oh my God, are you against Candace? Or I can't believe this." And I'm like, "Wait, are you a Candace fan?" And I just sent back, I'm like, "Man, I feel bad for you, man." I'm like, "Just watch my show. You can't just watch me. Like, you're watching Candace." I'm like, "You watch my show?" "Oh, not really." I'm like, "That's why you watch Candace. You like garbage."
It's like The View, but for people that think that they're like, oh, I've got the outside the normie view. I've got the outside the normie perspective, so I can't watch The View because they're the normies. I'll watch Candace.
And Candace is conspiracy theory Normieville.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right. Let's see. Amos Moses says, Tim harps on tradition, but he won't be having turkey for Thanksgiving. I already did.
Absolutely had turkey.
Did you?
Absolutely had turkey. It was delicious.
It was delicious.
It was smoked.
Did you catch it?
No.
Oh, you
We
bought
purchased it. Even though we do have tons of turkey on the property.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Oh, okay.
And they're flying around.
Yeah. So
Sleeping in
you
trees.
get one of those?
We just bought one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want a gamey wild turkey. I mean, it could be fun or whatever, but it'd be fun to shoot them. I don't know. To go hunt one and pick one like they're walking around. You're like, I want that one.
Yeah.
Then you get them.
Give you a machete.
We got all the weapons. We got the 410 shotgun with a turkey shot in it.
Perfect.
Really?
Blam. Yep. I have a Saiga. Man, I love the Saiga.
Sega?
Saiga.
Tiger.
Yeah.
What's
the
that thing like?
It's an AK-47 style, but for 410.
Oh wow.
And I got like a 100-round drum for it.
Oh Lord.
410 shotgun
It's
shells.
a little bit too much for a turkey.
That turkey ain't gonna make it. There's gonna be no meat left.
Whole flock's done.
Man, I'm just imagining what would happen if I put buckshot in a 12 gauge and fired it on one of those turkeys. It'd just explode.
Yeah. Buck would definitely just blow it up. Absolutely.
Or be like a pain in the butt eating it.
Bring out my KSG 25 with buckshot to go hunting turkey, and just all that's left is ground turkey.
Basically, yeah.
If you can get the buckshot out of it, you got ground turkey.
Well, I mean, if it's buck, there's only 9. There's only 9.
Oh, the KSG 25.
Oh, well, that's probably a lot of
25
shots.
shells,
Yeah.
just vaporizing the turkeys.
Yeah, there's nothing. There is no longer an inside or an outside of the turkey.
I got
it's
deer
just a
slugs.
pile of meat.
I got deer slugs, 12 gauge.
That'll just explode it then. Though. like I said, there's no longer an
will
inside or
explode.
an outside. It's just meat.
I was talking to I was at the gun shop and I was buying gear, and jokingly was like, he had deer slugs and I was grabbing them. I'm like, good for home defense, huh? And he goes, I guess if you want to put a 10-inch hole in the burglar, I mean, sure.
Well,
I laughed.
Look,
All right. Anyway, enough about
very
guns.
good at dissuading a terrible, terrible opinion that they have.
All right. What do we got here? I can't tell what these people are saying. What is this? Cognitive Initiative says, hey, Tim, the first time here, I went from black pill to white green pill this year. What is green pill? You like gardening? But this Candace TPOA Israel Nick Tucker drama feels like an op. The ground feels like it's eroding under us. Any encouraging words? Hey, look, I said it before, I'll say it again. The tides change. You know, during Occupy, the left loved me, and I didn't not change. They did. And I fully believe the right will morph again as well. And friends will become enemies. Enemies will become friends. But there are certain people that we don't give forgiveness to. And I think most of the conservatives we can always end up agreeing with. So we'll see. Is Cenk Uygur going to come around? He's come around on a lot of issues. He defended Marjorie Taylor Greene recently, which is surprising. And Anna Kasparian's a big fan of Candace Owens. She watches her show.
That's because him and Marjorie Taylor Greene are going to have some great collabs in the future.
There you go. All right, my friends, we're going to go to the uncensored portion of the show. So smash the like button, share the show with everyone you know. Head over to rumble.com/Timcast IRL for the uncensored call-in show with our Discord community. If you want to get involved, go to timcast.com, click join us. We need you. If you believe in our work, sign up today. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Hotep Jesus, you want to shout anything out?
Go watch our new film. The trailer is out, Walking the Code Line, on my YouTube channel, Hotep Jesus. I'm live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. on kick.com/Hotep Jesus Live. That's my show, Hotep Jesus Live.
Nice. Friends, I'm Raymond G. Stanley Jr. Find me on X under Raymond G. Stanley Jr. Have a great Thanksgiving. It's going to be a beautiful day, beautiful time with your friends and family. Drive safe. Phil?
I am Phil That Remains on Twix. The band is All That Remains. You can check out All That Remains music on Apple Music, Amazon Music, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube, and Deezer. Have yourself a happy Turkey Day, and don't forget the left lane is for crime.
We will see you all over at rumble.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out.